the final round of the SYC Florida event. I'm Blair Blumenscheid. I'm joined by none other than Mr. Eagle, Matt McNeil. Are you Mr. Eagle yet? Have we
I don't know.
made that a thing?
I
Can
don't know.
can we make it a
Sure.
thing, Mr. Eagle?
Absolutely, sure.
All right,
I
all right.
guess. I guess.
Okay. Matt, you've
Uh,
been watching a lot of youth bowling this weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what are your observations overall of the state of youth bowling?
I'll tell you what. The kids are so much. Every year I say it. The kids are progressively better at younger ages than. And me and Norm talked about it yesterday when we were in the booth yesterday evening, and we said the kids are just progressively better. That,
Right.
you know, a 15-year-olds, the 15-year-olds or the 13-year-olds or the 18-year-olds that we see now, they're better than the people we saw 5, 10 years ago. And I think that just says that, our sport is embracing learning and coaching and progressing and more opportunities to get better. And I think those are all great things because I tell you what, bowling is just a wonderful sport. The people in the sport, but the sport itself is it's such a wonderful uh, thing to be a part of, and it hooks you. Like bowlers are hooked. Like I mean, these people are traveling all over the country to bowl these events. We're hooked, and
They're fighting hurricanes
yeah,
traveling the country to
absolutely.
come and bowl.
So the more people we can hook into our wonderful sport, the better. And I think that the proof is in the pudding right here. It's just we're seeing so many kids that are just very, very talented at a very young age, and it means that everybody's pitching in to make sure these kids have opportunities to get ahead, especially the families.
Uh,
Families are unbelievable here.
Unbelievable, yeah, and they do sacrifice a lot to get their kids here on the weekend. Sometimes you'll see siblings that come along that aren't bowlers; they have another sport.
Yeah.
Then you have parents that are balancing multiple sports for kids,
And
right?
full-time jobs and everything else.
Man, there's some great parents out there in the world. So
Absolutely.
thanks.
Kids, make sure to say thank you to your folks.
Please,
Please.
say thank you
Please.
to your parents. All right, so we will be watching some more bowling today. We have 5 games. We're going to crown some champions today. In front of us, game 1, we have Manuel Vargas, Ethan Solis, Christopher Targia, Nathan Thayer, Jeffrey Swisher, Russell Roth, and that is 67-68. And then 69 and 70, we have Charles Rawls II, Devin Richards, Rylan Prokopek, and my sheets are not in order. Hold, please. Maybe that's it. No, I don't know. I'll keep looking for my other sheet. I'm missing a sheet. Wait, I found it.
You found it. Okay.
Zachary Rodriguez, Anthony Pajoni, and Jack Pearson. So those are sort of the bowlers that you're watching in front of you. So lots of U18 boys. Short pattern was the trickiest of them all yesterday.
Yes.
The medium pattern was a little better, and then what do you think? Long pattern's going to be the best of them all?
I don't know. I think the medium is going to be the highest scoring one.
Oh, okay.
To be perfectly honest with you, I think the long pattern's going to give some people some trouble because you really got to make sure your ball slows down closer to you. You play more of the middle part of the lane. There's not really any flip to play out there. And it's going to definitely require some straighter angles through the front. Really ensuring you're not giving the pocket away, not giving away the 1-3 or the 1-2 for the left-handers. And I think I think spare shooting is going to be a little more difficult today, especially sleeper spares. 2-8s, 3-9s for the lefties, buckets, those types of things. So I think it'll be slightly harder than the medium pattern. But I think there's still opportunities for good scores. You get on some good pairs and a couple of good crosses, and I think you're going to be in good shape.
I think that's a pretty good assessment. Matt, now Rylan has some old school style going on up on the lane on 69.
Mm-hmm.
You like
oh,
his?
Yes.
You like his outfit today?
I like that. I do. Yep.
Old soul Matt approves.
Yep. He's got the old button down bowling shirt there with the red pants.
I like his style.
Yeah, I do too.
He's killing it.
Absolutely. Speaking of killing it, I found a really great local coffee shop.
He did not. Is it Foxtail?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
oh my gosh. Jessica's gonna kill me.
Yes, she is.
She said I haven't been very sharp this morning. She's right. I don't know, but it was a.
But you don't even have a sleeve to help
No,
you.
I don't. It was just a local place by the hotel, and it was I'm just telling you, the drip coffee is it's phenomenal. It's eat for drip coffee. It's phenomenal. It's great.
Matt, I don't think you're gonna get an ambassador contract from this coffee place
don't think
because
so.
you're trying to give them props and you can't remember the
I
name.
can't remember the name. That's how bad it is.
That's all right. I want to try across the street. There's that Foxtail place. Have you seen that one, the big one?
Yeah, I saw that place.
I looked up the menu. We were gonna go the other day, but they had no food, and we were getting food.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna try it tomorrow on the way to the airport.
We had the coffee was great, and we had a vegan zucchini muffin.
Oh, I love zucchini.
It's very good.
Zucchini bread, zucchini anything.
And it was vegan, so there's no
right.
You don't give yourself the sugar crash and that kind of thing. So.
But yeah, let me tell you guys, the live stream booth has become the snack corner apparently.
Oh my gosh. Do not feed the live streamers.
Yeah,
we need a sign.
we
like
need a sign.
the sign they
don't
have in the
feed
zoo.
the animals. Yeah.
It says don't feed the animals. We need that for the live stream.
Yeah, we're gonna invest in that. Yesterday, I kid you not, fans, we had chips and queso, cookies, M&Ms, Oreos, and then I begged for a bottle of water at one point. But we had the whole smorgasbord of stuff. So
I brought a gallon jug of water in today that I will drink.
yeah,
I will drink the entire. You got to stay hydrated out here. I'm telling you, folks.
I tell you what.
Drink a lot of water. And for you bowlers out there, drink a lot of water while you're bowling. A bottle a game.
So we just did a fun show for Storm Junior on Wednesday. We did like a holiday list.
Yeah.
And a water bottle is a great Christmas gift for bowling fans.
It is.
Because and they make these cool ones, and I don't know if you've seen this, Matt. They make collapsible water bottles now, and they've finally tested and made these better because the collapsible or like they used to do those pouch ones.
Yep.
They would leak,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah.
But supposedly now there's some that are like really good companies and they don't leak anymore. And I think that's a really cool have a water bottle all day, empty it, collapse it, put it in your backpack, and you're ready to go for the next one.
Yep.
So.
I remember the collapsible cups. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah. I do.
Yep. And
those were
cool.
cool.
You fill them up at the drinking fountain at school.
I
and
do
then
remember
they'd
those.
work like twice, and then
they were
just
done.
they would leak all over the place.
That's what I mean. Like it's a good idea.
It was.
Yeah. I think they've perfected it.
Yeah. Everything gets better after you grow up.
True that.
Just gonna say that.
Yeah, now they have like color changing cups. Like, never had that.
We had
What the
snap
heck?
bracelets.
We did have snap
Snap
bracelets.
bracelets.
Those were cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about bowl.
I know, right?
I feel like we're both channeling our inner Gary Hulsenberg right
we
now.
are very random this morning. We
just
apologize.
Total randomness. Collapsible cups, snap
well, we
bracelets.
both were discussing that we didn't sleep fantastic. We slept, but it was not
It wasn't the
restful.
right type of
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
I
So-
slept solid, but I didn't get the right type of rest.
But the beds are so comfortable
I
at
like
the
the-
DoubleTree
I like the
Orlando. Thanks
beds.
for the partnership.
Yes,
Our
and
host
they had a
hotel.
great SYC rate.
Fantastic. And you know what I saw in the elevator? And I think more hotel properties should do this. Is they do a night's rate for parents. They do like a. Did you see the sign in the elevator at all? It's like a night's VIP card.
Yes, I saw that.
And
Yep.
you sign up, and I thought that was such a clever idea because parents are coming to visit their kids.
Yep.
They need somewhere to stay, and if you sign up for this, you get rates for 4 years. I'm like, man, every hotel next to a college should do. They probably do. I probably am just saying like, oh, this is the first time I've ever seen it, and every hotel's like, yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I
Yeah,
thought
it was great. And I was on the 6th floor, the Hilton Honors floor.
Oh, I was on the 6th floor too, but
It smelled
there's
like
a
tea
sign.
tree. Did you see it? Smelled like tea tree.
Yeah.
And they had the air purifiers in the rooms.
Yeah, you got the good side. So you were on the hallway that was the Hilton Honors. Then I was with the scrubs on the other hallway, but it's fine. I did see some of the youth athletes planning their game plan in the little lounge area.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. I saw the kids there too, and I thought that was great because it reminded me of when we used to do hotel trips to junior tournaments, and we'd sit and just cause trouble at common areas while normal people were trying to sleep. And all that stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's discuss the
talk
bowling.
bowling,
So Manny Varga stepping up here this is his good lane. He's struggling on the left lane.
The left lane hooks.
The left lane's been a problem every round.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you the reason why. It hooks early, and if you try to blaze it through it with speed, it misses it completely, and then you 2-8-10. And if you try to go up it, it hooks, and then so the big trick is trying to see it just hooks.
Yeah.
So the track hooks a lot on that lane. So you actually got to get further left on 67. I would say there are probably about 6 different.
Oh, wow.
Between 68 and 67. 68, ball just doesn't want to hook very much. And if you do hit the pins, I think the rack's a little suspect. So there's been a lot of 10 pins on that lane. So this is, me and Norm talked about this. We're so happy we don't have to do this anymore. We don't do this on tour.
Yeah, you're not feeling
this is the hardest part of the sport.
Right.
Is you get 2 lanes that are asking completely different things, and not only do you got to identify that quickly, but then you got to be able to create 2 different shots.
Yeah, so if you're a youth athlete and you maybe aren't feeling your best this morning, you don't know if it's you or the lane.
Well, that's
you have to identify it.
You got to know.
And bowlers watching this back, it wasn't you. It was the lane.
This pair is brutal. Brutal.
Yeah.
So.
Ironically, I moved the live stream this year. We used to be on the other side.
Yeah, good call there. Just kidding.
I'm telling you. Hey, well, we have had a couple. Like we had a 268 on this pair yesterday. Like some kids have figured it out.
There's been some good games.
It is challenge, and it's something to talk about. We get to talk about 67 all day long.
Well, and we had a couple of really nice games last night at the end. There was a clean 2-0 and a clean 220, and actually we could really commend the bowlers because see how he tried to beat it with speed.
Yeah.
And it just burns up and then goes dead forward.
Yep.
You can't beat it with speed. The trick on 67 is the left and try to fade it in there a little more.
Almost got a 5. This pair sucks today. 5-7 on 68 almost.
Yeah.
The 5 went out.
Oh
but,
yeah.
I mean,
I've seen a couple 5-7s already.
Jeez.
Well,
the pattern. So it is a 47-foot pattern, and it is long. And
there's
skinny.
not much. And there's only 5 feet above, so there's a lot of oil at the end of the pattern.
Yeah.
So it's really gonna run down the lane pretty fast, and it tends to run down the lane pretty fast anyways because this is Gen 1 Pro-Am lane, which is incredibly hard. When Brunswick made this surface, they said we're gonna make a really really hard lane surface so the surface of the lane is harder. Proprietors will have to use less oil. That's less oil back in the pin setters, less cleaner needed to use on the lane machines, easier on the squeegee, lino duster, all that kind of stuff. They said it'll be great. Well, when they first put it in, they started realizing that the ball never hooked.
Oh,
they couldn't get the ball to hook because the panels were so hard. And the oil couldn't really adhere to the lane, so it would just kind of run down the lane, so the fronts would dry up really fast, and then the backs would get really tight. And so that's kind of the characteristic of Gen 1. And the way you can tell, everybody at home, the difference between Gen 1 and 2 is Gen 1 will have the dowels up the 1 board, and Gen 2, the dowels will be up the 2 board. So if you see those little dots, those little dowel fillers,
I see them. Yeah.
They're up 2 board, then you got Generation 2, and if they're up 1 board, then you got Generation 1.
You are dropping all kinds of knowledge.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
But you bring up a really important fact that I didn't learn until I was probably in college. And it literally, for kids or parents, parents, you should make your kids do this. This is good training for them all around in life. But it takes 5 minutes to call a bowling center and ask them what the lane surface is.
Absolutely.
And then you can prepare for, because I've showed up at bowling tournaments that maybe are a local one, and I'm sure you've had this, where you're bowling on wood lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And you better have known that you were bowling on wood lanes before you get there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it changes everything. It changes bowling balls. It changes surfaces.
I have not competed in a center where I didn't know exactly what the lane surface was. Well, at least in the last 20 years
Right.
of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to call and know, and you may know, and if you have a notebook, and we give kids notebooks in every SYC goodie bag, you get an SYC notebook, and if you, one thing to write down when you leave a center is what the lane surface is, because when you come back again in 2-3 years, you'll know.
Yeah, see, and that was closer on 67. He went left, and he just tried to kind of keep it in the track there. So he went, he probably did a 2-1 one there, and just tried to keep it close to the 1-3. And he just needs to probably do another. Manny just needs to do probably another 2-1, and he'll be pretty close.
He's throwing it great this morning. He looks ready to go.
His balls, I think the ball's a little too quick. It's a
Yeah.
little too clean and a little too quick. I'd like to see maybe like an asymmetrical pearl or or something that slows down a little closer to him. But that's just me being overly critical of Manny right now, which isn't very fair to him.
I think we're not being overly
No,
critical.
we're not being critical.
Because I know you're giving him a hard time, but I mean he's throwing it so well that we want Manny to get the right ball and get in the right position.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
We're helping Manny. It's a helpful.
Yeah, no. And the other thing to write down is you got to write down what balls work, and then you got to understand why those balls worked.
Right.
So
and when they worked, right?
Yeah, you got to put together all the pieces. Because there's so many variables in the equation that you have to understand and be able to put together very quickly.
See, Jeffrey's ball, now I did not see it the last couple. That ball looks like it's burning up on 68. He's throwing a gem, and it might be too big.
I think it's actually 68. There's just a lot of hang.
Okay.
68 just hangs a lot, so he actually needs the ball to start up a little quicker. The ball actually it's a little too. It's maybe just a touch too slow in its response.
Okay. Yeah.
I would just say, me and Norm were talking about this yesterday. You probably just need to be a little more forward in the hand and maybe a 1-1 left.
Okay.
Just keep it closer to it.
All right. Well, you know who's not having any problem with this pair? Mr. Roth here.
Yep. He's throwing a gem too.
Okay, so maybe it's not the gem.
See?
Russell Roth.
Yep. Double R.
I like it. And
That wasn't a good shot, but not a good shot. But he gets 9 spare out of it.
they'll take it.
That's perfect. But see, look what he's doing. He's further left than just about everybody on the pair, and he's really not giving the pocket away.
Nope, keeping it tight, which is
that's what you're supposed to be doing right now.
Kind of
I was seeing
pattern is designed for.
Yeah, I was seeing so many people trying to get the ball to hook back right at 10.
Yeah.
Now,
it's not going to do that.
we already know that right at 4 is just no man's land here. So on a 47-foot pattern, you're not going to get a hook outside of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I jinxed him. He couldn't believe that. That ball just really never hooked.
It didn't. And
Well,
there's a lot of oil in there.
there's a lot of oil out there.
And it's tall. This pattern is tall.
Yeah.
Because it's 47 feet.
Well, see, you want to keep your ball in that blue line.
Right.
In this area, you want to keep your ball in there.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
Oil is so much more consistent to play than trying to play friction.
True that.
It is. Because if you hit it a little bit, it doesn't go sideways on you. Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
He knew that too.
Yeah. Well, he's throwing the ball. He's using too much ball speed right now.
Right.
You got to let the ball slow down close to you.
That is Mr. Nathan Thaser. Now, Nathan Thaser is constantly growing. Every time I see him, he's grown another foot.
I've looked up to him for a long time.
Exactly. So, now, to me, right now, he looks like, and this isn't like him, because he normally has a pretty free arm swing. He's muscling it a lot to try to get more speed on him, too.
Well, he feels, and I'll tell you exactly why. because he feels trapped. He feels if I keep it in front of me and roll it, it's going to go high.
Right.
And if I give it away a little bit, it's not going to hook.
Right.
So when bowlers feel more trapped, generally two things happen. Their grip pressure goes up and their speed goes up. And they really just try to fit it in there. And those are the two of the worst things that you can do.
And it just happens.
It compound.
Yeah.
It's a human instinct.
Right.
I've done it all the time. I've done it hundreds of times.
It's easy to do.
It is.
Yeah.
Your grip pressure goes up, so now you don't get out of it as clean.
Right.
And then your speed goes up, so then your ball really can't paint a good picture of what the lane's doing, and it really can't see the lane very well.
And then you make moves on top of it because you think you're seeing something you're not actually seeing, and it's brutal.
That's a little closer.
Yeah.
That's a little closer. It's the ball's still getting to about 9-10, and the ball needs to be probably about on that lane needs to be at 12.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna fix the camera angle. I didn't when I was setting up this morning. I was like, it doesn't need to be too high, but these U18 boys are very tall.
Yeah, a lot of tall young men here.
I know. I need to get a little more angle. So after this game, because we're missing the pin count on 68 when they throw it, so get you a little more angle for game 2, fans. Hang tight. Camera's a little far from me, so I can't fix it right now. But
and that's a tough spare.
Yeah,
that's a
that
tough
is,
spare.
especially on this.
Oh yeah, very tough spare.
Yep. Because the middle, if you miss in right now.
Yeah, well, there's so much oil in the middle part of the lane. It's hard to get the ball to hook into it to get the sleeper out.
Right.
All right, let's see what Mr. Roth does here. Yeah.
Back on it.
And that's about 11-12 down lane. That's exactly where you want to be.
We have a request for 71 and 72, Jacob Neubauer. Let me hold please, Jeremy. Also, Jeremy, you were totally right because I did need Kleenex when I was watching back the Ohio State clips from yesterday. That was a good moment for one of the wide receivers. All right, 71, Neubauer, Jacob, C. Jacob is bowling really well. Turkey, spare turkey.
Oh, no. Oh, we got the 10 out. Manny, we have a Lily alert on lane 70.
Man.
Then that's not a, you
Not a
don't
good
want
feeling.
that.
Not a good feeling.
Nope. Uh-oh. Oh,
There's
giving
the
him,
picture.
Yep, he's giving himself the old, yep, that's not a good one. Oh.
Well, the one thing it tells you is to, I need to make a change.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
What I'm doing is not it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the old Lily land.
Oh, those hurt.
I've only left one. I left one in my life, actually.
I think I've left 2. One, usually what happens to me is I haven't practiced in a while and I'm spinning the heck out of it, and it never reads it.
Yeah.
So I think I've left 2.
Nope, another victim of the 2-4-8.
Don't leave that. Don't leave that right now.
That's a tough one.
It is.
That's a tough spare on this.
So let's see what Jeffrey does. He's close. He's been close the last 2.
No, too far right.
And-
It's just.
Yep.
Well, he
got away with
okay,
it.
got a shaker. Oh, the slow speed, and he's got a lot of surface on that ball, so it grabbed some of the early friction and
Yep.
got rolling up there. That's too
Shuffling.
far right.
Yeah.
Half bucket.
Although Ethan was on a double here,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if he missed right. Maybe he missed right.
He missed right. Yeah, his last shot was about 11-12 down.
Okay. Sir Roth is back, and
Uh-oh. Well, he's gonna be tested again on the cross lane spare.
see what adjustment he makes after last time.
They could get pretty chopped up because I'm seeing people are using really strong bowling balls with surface. They could Uh-oh. Oh, yep. That's not going to work, sir.
He's blaming it physically, but I
No,
think
it's his angles.
Yeah.
He's not. He's got to get as far right possible and just go straight across at
right,
it.
totally.
He's opening himself up to so much misroute by not using angle. We need Norm out here to have a spare clinic.
We should. That's not a terrible idea.
No, I would have Norm come anywhere, just and not even. I don't even think it's so much technique. I think it's just angles. I just see so many players use bad angles at spares.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of times, how many opportunities truly, although I think it's more than it used to be, do they have to practice consistently on sport shot conditions, right? So and competition is different than like I'm going to practice on a condition, because like we were saying in practice, we were watching the kids practice.
Yep.
And they were throwing off for spare shots. They're not even trying at spares.
I was commenting about that. I mean,
so
yeah.
I mean, you have to practice. You want to learn how to play a pattern for strikes, but you also want to learn how to play a pattern for spares too,
you
right?
Want to make sure because you're going to leave a lot more spares than you do get strikes.
Yes.
When they're.
That's pretty far right again.
Oh. He's got that little slow. He's kind of got that Tennessee floater lift loft working. I like it.
Yeah, he's
trying to use that. I told you, he's trying to use the earlier friction.
He is.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Now he's a little further right, so now if he misses there, it's a maximum penalty.
Right.
But at least if he gets it off his hand really good and the speed's right, then he's in a good part of the lane.
And it might be what he's comfortable doing too. So
he'll be just fine. Back on the strike train for Mr. Rock. And he says, I don't get what's all these people struggling on lane 67 for. This lane's
right.
easy. It's my good lane.
Nice shot by Christopher there.
That was a good shot.
Yeah.
Man, see now, and everybody can play 68 a little further to the right.
Yep.
The problem is on 67, unless, you kind of got that Tennessee floater lift loft working like Jeffrey does.
Yeah.
I think playing 67 to the right's a tough equation.
We have a legend sighting in the booth.
Oh, yeah.
Norm is
Norm's
close.
Creeping in.
He's ready to do some commentary.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great shot.
That was a great shot
by Manny. I like his shirt, too.
It's
got the flaming, it's kind of like a Flaming Lips Rolling Stones.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of what I feel like. Now, he
cool.
probably isn't saying this is the Flaming Lips album from the Rolling Stones.
He might not know what the Rolling Stones are, Matt.
Maybe, probably not.
Although, who doesn't know Rolling Stones?
Oh.
Nate needs a refresh after this game. He just needs to say, okay, game one's over. Let's move on.
Smooth everything out.
Yep.
Smooth the hand out. Smooth the speed out.
Yep.
Smooth those angles out. Keep it in front of you. Every ball needs to hit the 1-3. Now Jack over here on 69.70, that's another double. He's pacing 2-1.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. He's doing exactly what you should be doing. He's in the middle part of the lane. His miss is maybe 11 down lane. Whereas other people who aren't far enough left, their miss is like 6 down lane, and that's an automatic washout or a very difficult spare.
True that. Like Nate just had to make that difficult spare. I don't want to shoot that right now.
There's a lot of hold. Right now you got to be playing hold. You're not trying to play shape. You're trying to play hold.
So, Jacob Neubauer, I just jinxed him by even saying his name, but he had a 279 look going on. He's still going to be in the 260s over there on 71, 72.
Yeah, that was a good shot there on 67. Yeah, he's using a lot of surface on that ball. He's just trying to use all the friction we talked about. There's a lot more friction in the track area, and he's using that, and that's what you're supposed to be doing.
See what Jeffrey's got.
All right, Jeffrey's kind of playing that Oh,
And he
there you go.
gets
Trip
it.
4.
Trip 4 is great.
Yep, clean living pays off. Yeah, he's kind of just doing that, kind of the old lift loft Tennessee floater. I like that. Nice and smooth. All right. I really, really want Mr. Roth to get all 10 here. I don't want him to shoot another cross lane spare.
Yeah, me neither. It's painful. Here we go.
Oh, I think he got that one up the lane a little bit, but it held.
All right, we don't have to worry.
That's
Good
what you
job.
do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play the hole.
Mr. Russell Roth has a fan in the chat, Nanette. So if you're watching someone in the tournament, you can cheer them on. We love hearing who you're rooting for. Support system back home is important. All right, Manny Vargas stepping up in the 10th.
This
You
is
know,
his good lane.
It is his good lane, and I feel for Manny because Manny threw it way better than his game really shows on this lane. Oh, man. Big 4. You jinxed him.
Well, yeah, it just wasn't his best effort.
Now, Manny he had a great game. I actually feel for Manny.
One missed spare and then a couple of splits.
Yeah.
You know, Nathan just split on the lane that, we talked it hooks early.
Yeah. This pair is really going to be fun to commentate on all day.
I tell you what, it's not fair because we didn't do it the whole time, but we should just have a sign up that says 67 hooks early and 68's tighter than 67.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Here's your tip, guys.
Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't do that though.
No, that is not allowed.
It's true though. And you know what? It has been like that the entire time. We didn't notice it in game 1 yesterday because it was the young kids that were bowling on it.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden in game 2, I'm like, what happened to 67? Like,
Yeah,
what?
it hooks.
Yeah.
It
And then I
hooks.
thought, oh, maybe it was, because when you have younger kids that start on a pair, sometimes that lane creates some kind of different way to play it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the afternoon, it was the same. So it is lane 67, folks. It's not you. We have a missing item that we're looking for.
Leanna's on the search. That's the worst feeling in the world nowadays. You're more worried about that than your wallet or your purse.
No kidding.
At least the wallet and purse, they're replaceable. Those phones. You lose your phone. Oof.
Yeah, not good. And ironically,
It's
we've
gotta
had
lay
a lot
off.
of missing phones this
Oh, it
weekend.
did. Nice shot there.
Jeffrey is coming back
Jeffrey.
here.
All right, he can strike out for 2-0.
Let's go, Jeffrey.
Back 7 for 2-0. That's scratching. That's a hard-earned. That's a scratching, crawling, fighting game right there. See, another miss to the right.
Yep.
I told you, spares were going to be hard to shoot on this pattern for these
Oh,
kids.
man. This is a hard. So 2 out of 3 patterns have been hard this weekend. We had short pattern played very tricky in this house. Medium pattern was nice.
Yeah.
Long pattern to start. Now it might get better.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Trouble. 3 off the right.
Oh.
Just, you can't. You need to be in the middle part of the lane so your miss right doesn't get right at 10. There you go.
Another good shot
That's
by
a great
Jeffrey.
shot there.
Wow.
Oh, a rapid.
That might have been one of his best shots
That
of the
was
game.
pretty good, yes.
Yeah.
That was really good.
And folks, that is why bowling is the nicest sport around.
Yeah,
Best shot, 9.
That's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
That's the cost. See, you just say, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm going to hit the 1-3 every single time and give it a chance to strike. And if it doesn't, I pick up the spare.
Right.
I think that is just the best attitude to have when they're more challenging.
Well, that is true, Matt. And that is called, what do they call it? Mental toughness, right?
Yeah, that's mental toughness. Right
Yeah.
there. You talk to, I mean, you can, talk about, ask Norm when he won his last title. Ask him what he did. He spared him to death, and he just hit the 1-3 more than anybody else. They were so hard.
Man, and that was the two. Wasn't it a dual pattern tournament too? Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I watched that.
That was brutal.
I'm like, that was the best demonstration of mental toughness I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was very inspiring. Very inspiring performance.
And they talk a lot about the modern game, right? And not taking anything away, and I'm not saying every player fits in this category, but in the modern game, there's a lot more ball technology than there was maybe when Norm was coming through, right?
Oh,
he learned a lot more hand positions. Like we were talking yesterday about hand positions, right?
Yes.
So when it gets tough, Norm has quite the advantage over someone that's dependent on the ball technology, right?
Absolutely.
So
because Norm can make a hand change and change his how quickly or not quickly his ball slows down, and then how quick or how slow his ball comes off the dry, without having to go to a completely different look. And that's what that's what keeps Norm in it.
So Russell Roth finished with a 199 game.
Yeah, the bucket miss, all those strikes. I mean, this is the thing about spare shooting. Now, if he covers his spares, he shoots 230.
Yeah.
So it's two missed single pins in the bucket, which is incredibly difficult. That's an incredibly difficult spare here.
He left two incredibly well. The first,
the 4-pin and the 7-pin.
Right. So let's say the first one, he was shocked as we were that it didn't hook. Now,
I wasn't shocked. Hold on now.
All right, fine. Matt's not shocked because his angles, right?
Yes.
But the bucket was just, you don't want to leave that. So.
No.
Ugh,
How about a great game
Russell.
here on lane 70? 234 for Jack.
Jack Pearson.
Yep. And he's doing exactly what you should be doing. He is not getting the ball right of 11-12. He's just playing that tube, and he's making his spares. That's what he should be doing.
Looks like we have some U18 girls coming the next game to 67 and 68.
They might play the lanes better because they don't have as much rev rate.
Right.
They're probably closer to the pocket.
Right.
Hopefully. I
67 hooks. Hey friends, 67 hooks.
Early.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a really short
Yep.
break because I need to move the camera, and we will be right back. We're here. Hello. Everyone is panicking because there's no sound, but yeah, we had no sound.
We had no
quiet.
sound. Hi,
It's
everyone.
quiet
I'm
'cause
Norm
we
Duke.
weren't here. We're here now. Norm.
I'm going to join Blair this game as I agonize with these kids. I just see the same looks on their faces that I've enjoyed.
This pattern is really hard.
It is.
Again, we had a short pattern that was hard, long pattern that was hard. 67 and 68 is still as fun as it was yesterday, this pair.
Yeah, this pair is definitely hard.
You want to bowl on this pair, Norm?
I really do, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do. You know, if they're easy, who cares? If they're hard, I want to go.
You want to go at it.
I want to go play, yeah.
All right, so sorry for the delay, folks. We had a couple of minor fires put out, but we're back. And let's see who we have bowling. Let me find our names.
I'm just watching Elizabeth just ringing 10. Ringing 10. It's not Elizabeth. Mary Beth.
Mary Beth.
Sorry, Mary Beth.
Oh, Mary Beth Baker.
She is absolutely pured the last two for ringing 10s. That's why I'm agonizing, folks.
You feel her pain.
I do.
Mary Beth, Norm is with you.
You know what I notice when you say they're hard, this pattern is not supposed to play so slick outside of 5. But for some reason, if these people get their ball outside of 5, it will go in the gutter. It's just like that's the gutter, 5.
5 is the gutter.
It is the gutter. It's almost like a slope that just loses the ball right in the gutter.
All right, we're seeing Allison Taylor, who is up on 68. And she's not happy about what just happened on her turkey.
No, on her turkey.
Come on. Pins, cooperate today.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right, so we have Allison Taylor. We have Kara Beisel, Madison Bailey, Mary Beth Baker. And those are the ladies that you're watching in front of us. And then we have
the guys on 69-70, but we have a little breakdown here.
Okay.
You know, lane 69 does not like the left-handed bucket, evidently. So
well,
it
just gave up.
Checked out.
Yeah, it's like, nope, you can't shoot this.
All right, here it is. Fresh off of back-to-back ringing 10s. Atta girl.
She gets it.
Atta girl.
And she's happy. Sort of.
Happier.
So sort of happy. Well, when the boys start bowling again, we do have Cameron Kilgore, Adam Bailoff, Dylan Chasten, Richard Caruso, Sean Buck, and Kyle Blake. So those are the guys you're watching over there. Eventually, when the lane decides that it will work on Sunday morning. Ah, good shot by Kara. Kara is a past SYC champion. Mary Beth Baker is also a past SYC champion.
I can see why. I mean, they basically have just said, I'm going to hit the pocket. And when the scores are low, I know it's frustrating to leave 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, and then not be able to chip that 4 out. But look, when the scores are low, 9 spare, that's a winner. So it seems to me like they have some discipline within them, too.
Absolutely. I do love, see, Norm, I believe you would have won a lot of SYC titles because of what you just said and what is required in an SYC. It's to be consistent across 3 patterns. So you can win a medal at an SYC, but to truly be a champion, you have to be consistent.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, to answer your question, I probably wouldn't have done very good because it took me forever, it seemed like, to adapt, you know, the mindset.
Oh.
I
wanted it just
wanted
be a
it all.
sprint.
All right?
Yeah.
I didn't care. I wanted it all.
I think you're selling yourself a little short because, I mean, you always were a pretty good spare shooter.
Yeah,
So-
upper echelon. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would allow you to succeed and be consistent.
Right, but I would have been bowling against Del Ballard and Chris Warren and Pete Weber
That's fair.
and Voss and oh gosh, there would have been so many great players.
All right,
I
well,
would have got a medal one day though.
one medal.
One medal.
Norm Duke would have gotten one SYC
I'm
medal.
calling it. I would have got a medal. All right, nice shot right there.
Very nice shot by Madison. Let's see what Kara can do. Let's see here.
Kara, she's playing the shim, what we call the shim, meaning she's just going to ride the oil line. And if she gets good touch on it, then she'll carry. That looks really good right
really,
there.
really good.
My
Great shot.
gosh.
And she thought so too. Posted it, had a little fist bump. You know it's good when they fist bump. All right, the Lanes have decided that they will work on Sunday morning.
Right, now he's had to wait forever on this left-handed
a
bucket.
Tricky.
Oh,
Got it. Good job, Richard. Very nice.
I agonize with these folks. And you know what? I walk through the stands area,
Yeah.
and you can see the parents and the grandparents. Every one of them are either they're so happy or they're just like, oh,
Right.
they're just living every
Right.
shot. I tell you what.
Yeah, actually, you bring up a very good point about parents. And the first SYC, very, very first one, there was a seminar done by Dr. Dean Hinnis.
Dr. Dean, I love him. One of my favorite people.
And he did a seminar for youth bowlers and a seminar for parents.
Oh,
And one thing he said in the seminar for parents, which I believe that many people would not think about until someone told them, is that when your youth bowler turns around, the first thing they see is your face. So what is your face doing?
wow. Okay.
Right?
Well, first of all, if it came out of Dr. Dean's mouth, I'm on it. I worked with him
Right?
at least a dozen occasions, and he had me absolutely enthralled every morning. I just loved it. He'd jump on the table and say, "Where are you now? Where are you now?"
Yeah. He's
and so
great.
for him to comment about the parents, we see that now.
Right.
But when we're bowling, we don't see that.
Absolutely. And you don't even think about it. He said, he goes, it actually is it's something you have to teach yourself to think about what your face does, because you will make reactions without even knowing you're making a reaction.
That's correct.
Like it's and your kid sees it, and there's such a, yes, there's not as much barrier as maybe a football player and a parent, right? Because you're in a stadium, but there's still how much distance between a parent and a child when they come off of the approach. So I thought it, we tell a lot of, it's the one thing we picked up. Well, it's not one thing. I mean, geez, Dr. Dean, like, you could pick up 1,000 things,
Right.
but
that was
it's
something that stood out.
It's something that we really, it stood out. Because I don't think about it. Like, I don't think what my face does. Man.
I try not to look at my face very often.
Yeah, really. Exactly.
All right, I tell you what, Mary Beth on the double, she knew this was a good lane, and she just winged it a pinch. Then she leads the 2-8 with the 10, so she can't make the spare. But the good thing is, she got the count. She tried just as hard to get that count as she would if it was a spare. So
That's great.
kudos to her. But look, she's going to have to regroup, start that string again.
Yeah. Well, this is a tricky pair. We've talked about it.
I think the combined average on this pair is probably 15 pins less than the remainder of all the pairs.
I don't think you're wrong.
And that's what happens every time we do live stream anywhere in the world, is it seems like we catch the pair that no one can get a strike.
Yep.
And they're always 5 frames behind all the other pairs because they're shooting so many spares.
Yep. Ironically, I moved the live stream pair this year. So
You did it?
earlier, Jeremy Combs, who Jaden, his son, usually bowls these events, but he's not here this weekend. He's been watching some of the Ohio kids, and he told me that just blame Blair for the live stream pair this time, because I did. They gave me an option. I could pick this pair or a pair on the other side of the house, and I chose this pick.
Well, kudos to you, because I like watching the hard pairs.
All right, good. Thank you, Norm. I
Uh-oh,
appreciate
this
it.
one's left to target all the way.
Oh, but she's still managed.
I'll tell you
Is that
what.
a 9 or an 8?
That's a 9, and she's happy.
Take that 9 and run it with it, Miss Allison.
Yeah, now I've been watching Madison. Madison decided to get to a bigger ball. Okay, so
Okay.
she's got some surface on that thing.
Good
But she
decision,
has
right?
not been able to keep it right of the nose. So she
but she's
needs to move her
sparing.
feet in. Oh, yeah, of course. But if she's going to get this late turkey or late double, she's going to have to move those feet in so that ball will hold pocket. Let's see what she does. I'm interested.
All right. Good spare right there by Miss Allison. Mary Beth's back up.
Yeah, you watch some good fundamentals. This is good fundamentals right here.
Really nice shot. Mary Beth Baker, she's bowled quite a few SYCs, and she is one of the bowlers searching for a college bowling program.
Oh, so all the colleges are watching, right?
Hi, they should be.
Hey, hello,
Yeah,
all.
really.
Welcome all the colleges.
Yeah, really.
Maybe you ought to get Mary Beth on your team.
Yeah. It's always fun. And, the announcements are going to start happening this time of year. It's so exciting. I love hearing where the kids are deciding to go on their next step. I love watching what they do in their next steps. Like, so fun.
Well, one of my best buddies, Michael Machuga, he's the
he's
coach
coaching.
of Mercyhurst.
Yeah, that's a
they're
great
in
program.
Erie, Pennsylvania. They've come from nowhere. So once his little left-hander, I tell you what, she's adorable. She came and spent 3 days in Claremont, Florida, working with me. And I think Mike sent her down just to maybe give her a fresh look at some of the things that we look at. And she has just started tearing things up.
Took a little there, Kira. Oh.
That was a good try at that, too.
I thought she would. When they offer her hand, I'm like, oh, we're going to see a spare right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we get 5 and 1.
Yeah, well, brutal. Yeah.
That's the agonizing thing.
Mercyhurst has a kid, one of our youth bowlers from Utah actually attends Mercyhurst.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so we have a little Utah
What's
girl.
her name?
Sammy Stribble.
Sammy Stribble. All right, I'll be looking for her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
All right, now, as I said, she moved her feet in and she got the old.
Norm was rooting you on.
I was on her turn. This one right here might strike if it hits. Yeah, atta girl.
All right, Allison. She doesn't look very happy, but she still has a pretty solid game, Miss Allison.
Oh, no doubt about it. You can tell, though, she's using a bowling ball that's a little lightweight.
Yeah.
So she has to be a lot more precise in the pins. That light shaker hit for her, that's an iffy, and she'll leave some 5.7s and 5.10s with it. In fact, she left one earlier. Oh, this looks good if it hooks. Ugh. Good try. Good try. I like the way that she gets the ball out on the lane, though.
Yeah, me too.
For those of you that are watching and wonder, get a ball out on the lane helps it to retain its energy. So a lot of times it's got more energy into the pin. Sometimes not, but a lot of times it'll retain its energy and then help you with that pin carry.
Nice recovery by Miss Cara on 68. All right, Miss Madison is stepping up too. She's just figured it out. We're stepping into the 10th. This is her moment.
Yeah, now yesterday all day, lane 67 hooked more than lane 68.
It did.
And it was about 2 or 3 boards at least.
It still does.
Does it? Well,
yes.
If she plays it the same as lane 67, I think she gets it with a good shot. Because lane 67 was trying to creep high on her. That ball has to hold.
Aww.
Yeah, I think 68 may be a little closer today than it was
maybe.
yesterday.
Yeah. Well, for the boys, now the boys were a lot deeper than the ladies.
Yeah, and they tear the lane up a little
Yeah,
bit.
so that could have. Yeah. I don't know.
That's okay. If she can run the spare down and get 189 on one of the toughest pairs, she's probably not going to be as happy as we are for her, but
I'd be happy. Madison, be happy. Don't worry, be happy, right?
all right, she's got a chance at this, as long as she don't chop it.
She got it. She's good.
Atta
All
girl.
right.
A big deep breath.
Oh, I think we're going to make another ball change.
I don't blame her.
Yeah, just try something new, right?
Yeah, that ball's not holding far, and it's really not giving her a lot more right room. So you may as well get something that doesn't hook as much and then play the hold. A lot of times we think we need a bigger ball, but what it does is forces us too far to the left, and now we don't have any right room with the big ball. Well, that's why you got it, is you needed a little bit right room. So sometimes you just stay with the ball that doesn't seem to hook as much and just close the angles down and play lay left.
Totally.
Let's see if that's what she does.
Oh, I don't think she loved that shot.
No, I think she needs to play that about where she was with her big ball, but
Right.
she moved to the right thinking that it's not going to hook as much.
Right. Still a good game, 185.
Yeah.
Again, I would take that today. Man, long patterns are my weakest, so I'm taking all the 180s I can get.
No doubt. And you know what? What's one of the greatest things about the SYC events is they don't succumb to the house shots in the house environment
Nope.
and easy nothing. Nothing is easy. If you get a medal in the SYC, you earned that thing.
Amen.
Because not only are you bowling against some of the greatest of your age group, you're also bowling on some of the hardest conditions.
Yeah. And you know what's great too is that Kegel works with us on these SYC patterns, and they create a condition that is challenging, but not too challenging.
Right.
Because some youth athletes, this is their very first big tournament.
Right.
And you remember, like, going into those big tournaments the first few times? Well, hopefully you remember.
I do. Yeah. I remember.
I mean, Norm, 40 titles later. That was quite a little long time ago.
Thank you. Yeah, my first tournament, I was 17 years old.
Right.
It was the Quaker State. I crossed with Marshall Holman. We'll talk
No
about.
pressure.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, they threw you into the wolves.
I tell you what,
Yes.
I'll never forget it though.
Yeah, and so there may be a little extra nerves, but when you start these tournaments, we tell Kegel, we don't want them to go home and be like, you can learn on super challenging patterns, but sometimes you're so overwhelmed by how challenging it was, you're like,
You're bailing.
what the heck just happened to me?
Yeah.
so
You're bailing.
this condition is challenging, but still allows you to learn no matter what level you're at. Hopefully.
Yeah, and they love it. You know,
Yeah.
the kids will just tell you, I don't want a gimme.
No, they
And,
don't.
You know, kudos to them for that. Tell a friend, we don't want a gimme. $190, $180, $140, $160. Not bad.
No, that's
Not bad. We just
solid
watched-
scores.
We watched the men come off of this pair
Yep.
before that. Oh, yeah. I think they fared a little bit better.
These ladies definitely were more consistent together than the first grouping because we had some high games. We also had a game. I felt terrible for this young man. He had all strikes and all opens for a 199.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was because he had a couple buckets.
Yeah. Well, we
He
had two of
had-
them then because the one fellow got a turkey 9 miss, strike 9 miss, 4-bagger.
Yeah.
So he had all strikes and all
Yeah,
opens.
yeah, it's brutal.
I guess chicks dig the long ball, so
They
if
do.
you don't strike, you just don't
Not right.
worry.
Right. Exactly. All right. So we're still watching the young men next to us, 69 and 70. Dylan up here.
Yeah, Dylan Christian, he's on a double, and he's clean. Big shot right here. Then keep it going.
Doesn't seem to like it, but got a 10 pin.
Oh, agonize with these. You know, this is why I'm happy I don't do it anymore. I'm tired of agonizing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'll sit back and watch the kids agonize and
Yeah, I'll make those
Offer some
faces in the
advice.
back that
Yeah,
they can
really.
look at as soon as they.
yeah, really. Yeah, watch your face, Norm. They're looking. Just kidding. But you know, it's great. It's great having you here this weekend because you can offer some really awesome advice to these youth players, and I hope that they absorb it. I hope that they listen.
Oh, do they ever? In fact,
Yeah.
not only that, but their parents ask
Yes.
me, you know, how do I do this, Norm? How do I do that, Norm? They won't listen to me. What do I do? How, you know, my son wouldn't listen to me either. I'm Norm Duke. So how are they going to listen to you?
Did your son bowl?
My son did bowl. Yeah, he bowled all the juniors. He just loved the atmosphere. He just didn't like the fact that, you know, in competition, he loved the competition, but
Yeah.
he didn't like the fact that he had to train to get better, you know? And then another thing is he told me one day, he said, yeah, Dad, but it's different for me. He says, I get there and everybody expects me to be you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just don't have that desire. And
Yeah.
I didn't recognize that it was something that he had to, you know, deal with.
Yeah. You
and-
know, not to interrupt you, but Alyssa Ballard went through that as well. And she talked about it a lot and said, like, you know, she has to learn just like everybody else.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter that Dell and Carolyn are standing behind her. And guess what? Like you said, sometimes she didn't listen to Dell and Carolyn.
No.
Yeah, because they're
What-
mom and dad.
What I say had no bearing on anything.
Right.
And just like my wife, you know, I had difficulty teaching my wife. She would rather hear it from Bill Hall. You
That's
know,
funny.
and I'm telling her the
Yeah.
same exact thing in the same verbiage,
Yeah.
with the same eye contact, and she's like, "No, you're my husband. Back off."
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, can Norm Duke in retirement bowl a Sunday night mixed league with
No.
his wife?
Lord no. Lord no. I haven't bowled a league since 1982, and it's not going to start. Now that is a great shot. Now we got 2 opens with a double. Now he's covered both of those opens. All right. Good shot, Sean.
All right, so we have some more U18 girls heading this way.
Okay, good. Hey, can I shout out to somebody?
Yeah,
I
go
sent
for
a
it.
I sent a photo with one of the dads
Okay.
to his wife.
Okay.
And he sent the photo, but we took it here.
Yes.
And it has 258 on it. And if the wife is watching, tell your husband to find me, because I promised him something, and I can't find it. So there you go.
Yeah, Norm, also, we had someone return a card that had been left on the floor. But can you read your handwriting? Because we can't.
I think it says Norm Puke on there, right?
No, I think you wrote it to the player. Did you write it to the athlete, or is that that's
No,
not
it's
your
just
name?
yeah, it's just my name.
That's your name?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's smeared.
Norm, we need to work on your handwriting.
Oh no, I got good.
All right.
If it falls on the floor and
I
it gets
thought
smeared,
it was
it's
the
not going
youth
to look good.
athlete. We thought that you signed the youth athlete's name.
No, I recognize that. That's me.
All right. Well, never mind. I apologize.
That's all right.
Well, if anyone would like to claim a Norm Duke autograph card, come to the
No,
live
if you
stream.
need a piece of toilet paper, we got you hooked up
That's
right here.
great. Why would you? Whatever.
Hey, I'm me. I listen to my wife. She says, Norm, you're not all that. That's what she
I think
said.
the chat would disagree. I think you're commentating great. I think you, honestly, though, and not saying that Randy Peterson is going anywhere,
Oh, get that turkey.
but I think if you ever wanted to step into a telecast, which I know you have in the past,
I have, yeah.
I think you're fantastic.
Well, thank you. I don't. I can't. You know what? I couldn't watch myself on camera bowl much either.
Yeah.
It just hurts.
Yeah, but you don't have to watch yourself. You're just great for the
I know,
fans.
but
You have
to
so much energy and.
To listen to myself talk, no. I've
Alright.
got other things I'd rather do.
All right, that's fair.
But if they asked me to do it, I would. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's pretty good.
Sean, he threw the career ball on the double right here, trying to get to the 200 mark. He doesn't. Now he's got to pay attention here. Yeah, way to go. Run that spare down. Move on. I
Hey,
know.
so Jeremy Combs, who I'm sure is watching Cameron Kilgore right now, because Cameron is from Ohio, Jeremy's from Ohio, he is requesting a Norm Duke autograph card, which I know Jeremy's address, and I would love to mail him one.
Let's mail him.
All right, we'll
Love
do that. We got you, Jeremy. You will get a special Norm Duke playing card in the mail. Not this one, because this one was someone did not take care of Norm over here.
I know. I keep telling them, don't throw it away while I'm here, so they wait till I leave. And then they put it
Really.
on the floor. Nice shot
I
right there.
really do think that it just fell out of someone's bag. It wasn't intentional.
Oh,
Norm.
probably not. No. I'm going to go with that anyway. All right, here we go.
Really nice shot there.
As you can see, the youngsters when they get lined up, the latter part of the game is usually just like the pros. That's where the strings come from.
Oh, totally. Jeremy says I'm loving Cameron's jersey on 69 and 70, and I am. Don't you worry. I wish I had that jersey. I can't believe I don't. It's an Ohio State jersey, Norm. You wouldn't understand.
No, I wouldn't understand. Nice shot, Paris.
Really nice. All right, so the new ladies. Let me find our ladies that are coming here so I can read them off. So
You
you
have
know.
Allison, Olivia.
And Norm, you're totally getting stuck in the booth because we have the new pair coming. So we'll try to,
I don't care. I like it
Alright,
here. I
okay,
get to
good.
sit down and watch bowling.
as long as you're good.
Good.
All right. So on 67 and 68, we have Tara. I hope Tara Custer's coming. Paris Mendonos, Avery Reeves, Allison Olivia,
Yeah, that's Avery right there on the left lane. Nice shot. Everybody on the left lane just pack. Love it.
and Lillian Mosey. Oh, you know what? I think Lillian had to withdraw today.
Ooh.
She had something else happen. I don't know what happened, but
Well, nice shot there, but she left a split. Take the 9 out, move on.
absolutely. Terry says in Mississippi, they love you, Norm.
Aw.
And her grandson got another picture with you, and he has so much respect for you, and you're simply the best.
Aw.
See? Now,
Tell Terry to call my wife and let her know that. And maybe she'll say, Norm, okay, you were some of that.
yeah. Yeah. I believe it. Hey, wives are always hard on the husband.
Oh my goodness.
It doesn't matter if you're a legend.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you still have to do the dishes,
As
do
soon
the
as I
laundry.
leave, she
Yeah.
takes up for me, right? It's
Yeah,
when
really.
I'm there, she's like, yeah,
Yeah.
don't be all over yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Ah, my goodness. On a strike, he needed that so bad. He peered it for a stone 8.
Not nice.
Sorry, stone 9.
Not nice there. Pins. Shot by Adam. Just couldn't get that 4-pin. A little high.
Yeah, if you look, he's been struggling on that lane for a while now. He's got strikes on the left lane, and
Can't figure it out.
yeah, well, you got to figure out both of them, and darn it.
No kidding. Now, Norm, how many times in a tournament do you use 2 balls? Well, did you use 2 balls?
Well, back in the day, let's say in the 80s, seldom ever, because we only had
yeah.
2 balls.
Right.
But it wasn't that uncommon.
Yeah.
My last 5 or 6 years, yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't even think about it.
Because, we teach kids, like, oh, you're going to a pair of lanes, right? But each lane is individual.
Right.
You
Well,
have to start learning that it's like, oh, this lane is its own beast just because it's on a pair.
Yeah. Well, the last 10 years, when we have all these bowling balls that hook so much, what we've done as an industry is put more and more oil on the lane.
True that.
Okay, so now we have the plastic balls thrown at spares still,
Yes.
and they are carrying oil down at a rate that is incredible. So if the scores are low, you get more spares and more plastic balls going down the lane, gets tighter. Well, you also have the urethane effect,
That's good.
which urethane effect didn't happen when we all threw urethane because there was so much less oil on the lane. Now that we have all the oil on the lanes to accommodate the bigger balls, the urethane balls carry the oil down just like the plastic balls did. So now, oh my goodness!
And you forgot about the older lane surfaces that are happening.
Right.
Like,
So when you're crossing pairs, Blair, it makes every lane so different because it depends on what bowling balls went down those lanes. So people say, well, why would you just not throw it harder or take a little off of it or put more on it or something? Because it has already grown past that into a sense where I need a dull ball on the left lane and a plastic ball on the right lane. And maybe a little bit of an exaggeration there, but that's what it felt like.
Totally.
Well, we didn't want to change zones because we knew we were in the right zone to get the wood, right? So we'd change balls just to stay there and have a chance.
I love it. Why not?
But in the 80s, when all you had was plastic, say early 80s,
Yeah.
when Mark Roth came out with the bleeder, I say Columbia came out with a bleeder, and Mark
Sure.
Roth just
Yeah.
started hooking the lane with it.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
That's
that was
when everything changed.
that was about the first, and we didn't feel the change there
Right.
as much, but that was the start of it.
Yeah. Yeah, looking back, you can say, okay, that was it. But
Yeah, and that bleeder is a spare ball now.
yeah, no kidding.
And it used to be that was God's gift of bowling back then because we could finally get the 5-pin to go to the left when we hit the pocket.
So Allison just threw a shot on 67, and I saw her ball turn left. It literally just turned. It was like it took the steering wheel and drove, and it went hard.
Yes.
So, I'm not sure what's happening on 67, but I'm not wanting to bowl on it.
I do. 68's happening a little bit like that too. And what it is the dull balls.
Okay. Lots of surface.
Yeah, the surface the game before where we had all of that surface, and we
yeah.
were talking about
The ladies.
the
yes.
ladies had to move left because
Yep.
they were throwing a little too much surface.
And
Well-
the boys actually started. They had a lot of surface on the lane.
Oh,
too.
no question.
Yeah. So, lots of surface.
Yeah,
It's a
we're
47-foot pattern. We had a question in the chat, so that's why there's so much surface. 47 foot.
Yeah, and we have tremendous amount of load. I mean,
True that.
they have to bowl 5 games.
27s,
5
or
games,
26
6 on a
mils.
pair.
Yeah.
So 6 on a pair, 5 games. You got to put some oil on there.
Yep.
And so when you get all of that oil on there, and you put it long, and then you add the plastic balls at spares and the lower scores I mentioned before, yeah, that lane gets really slick on the back end. But because you've sanded your bowling balls and you're using surface, it starts hooking right in that track area.
Nice shot at
I like Paris the way she's going at it now.
Yeah.
Right at him with a little bit of dull surface, but play the lay.
Yeah, why not? All right, so Allison, she went split last frame got a 9, but literally I saw her ball turn left. So I'm wondering what move she just went and discussed what was happening. Gonna see what move she makes.
Yeah, her first ball on lane 67 was dynamite.
Yeah. Nice shot by Avery.
Yeah, she went to less bowling ball right there. Now, sometimes you think, well, I got less bowling ball, it's going to hook less. No. Don't think that. Think I have less bowling ball, so it's going to hook less early. That doesn't mean it's going to overall hook less. Sometimes it will retain its retain its energy, get to the back end at the end of the pattern, and then it'll run because it retained all of that energy to do so. So a lot of times you'll see the pros, they'll ball down and move farther left for right-handers. They'll ball down, but then move farther left because they can get it sideways on the back end, and they're going to play it. Oh, crucial 9 miss right there, right? 10th frame. All right, Dylan here on the left lane, lane 69. Trying for the only 200 game on the pair.
Wow. Yeah. All right, let's see it.
Yeah, and he went from ring and 10 pin to 4 pin. Good shot, though. Good shot, Dylan.
I like Tara's shot, too. She is had a double, and then it looks like she may have had a just 9 foul issue. Have you ever fouled in a tournament? I mean, you know.
Yeah, I once. I was on the in-pair in some building. I don't remember. I think it was Blue Mound, Missouri, or something like that. And I moved left and was gonna throw one really hard right up 4th arrow, and I kind of stuck, and I did the Mike Machuga flop.
Oh no!
But I let go of the ball, of course. Now I'm face down.
Oh my god!
Then all of a sudden, here all the score monitors are coming down, thinking I'm hurt.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah. All I wanted to do was get up without, getting my hands greasy. That's the problem when you fall down on a lane. You got to figure out how to get up.
Oh, that's terrible.
And not get your hands
100%,
all messy. Because if you get your hands oily, you're done.
Yeah, and your shoe.
Exactly.
Like your slide sole. Did you have removable soles at the time?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, you never know, Norm.
You never know. I love you.
Hey,
No,
I keep you on your toes.
Hey, we used to only wear house shoes.
Yeah, right.
We had size 8 and size 9 on the back. All of us. Come on, I'm not that old.
Oh, it's so funny.
Do you remember the Hyde bowling shoes
I
way
don't.
back in the day?
No.
Of course you don't.
I was born in 91. Norm.
Brian Voss and I, we once had an hour conversation of how much we liked the Hyde bowling shoes. And the
Hyde.
Lins were out at the time, but no, we liked those Hyde.
What the one thing that I remember from the 90s of bowling, which now, this is disgusting to say on live stream. So if you're eating your breakfast, please stop, and I apologize. But remember, the youth bowling, the coaches would tell the kids, if you're sticking, go to the ashtray, put ashes on
Put
the
ashes
shoe.
on your shoe.
Exactly, right.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, that was a foregone conclusion.
Right, everyone did it.
And everybody smoked behind you.
100%.
The whole bowling center was full of smoke.
Yeah, yeah, right. Now it's like, oh yeah, that probably wasn't the best of all things. Although still, I mean,
That's all we knew.
ashes were like that. That was a solution.
Well, we had the Marlboro man standing up there with girls around him, and how
Yeah,
goodness,
it's great.
goodness.
Yeah, different time.
Yeah, different time. We couldn't do that nowadays.
Yeah,
Without.
except now they tell them, oh yeah, go find some dust under the ball return. Yeah, what is dust? Dust is like debris from humans. Like, I'm not sure it's any healthier. Again, I apologize if
now
you're
back
eating
to your breakfast.
Yeah, really,
We're
go
gonna
ahead.
watch Avery try. This is a big shot here. If she can make this, it's makeable, but it's tough.
She got one after that.
Ouch.
That hurt. That hurt me.
Yeah.
Avery. Ugh, I feel you. I feel your pain.
Yeah, just like on lane 69 there, if you see just a little bit of elbow, a little bit of drop, and that ball is gone. As soon as it hits the first arrow, there is just no hook out there.
Yeah. Not fun.
That's the way to play it. Hey, if I was out there right now, I'd have me a little bit of surface on my ball, and I would be moving left till it would hold. As soon as it holds,
Just keeping everything tight,
yeah,
right?
as soon as it holds, that's when
That's what
I park myself right there. If it doesn't hold, I keep moving left till I find hold.
Now, Norm, I would be trying to do that, but you would actually be successfully doing that.
Well, you know, I played hold better than I played swing, at
Yeah.
least the last 15 years.
I would fall in the boat of, well, she's trying to play the pattern the right
That's
way.
a great shot, Paris.
Really
My
great
goodness.
shot by Paris.
I can tell because, you know, that's kind of how I like to throw it right there. Just lay it right there on the pocket and let it lay there.
Paris just needs to figure out that the 68, and she's solid on this pair.
Yep.
So. All right, so we have new bowlers on lanes.
69 and 70,
Thank
we
you.
do.
They haven't moved, but I've forgotten. So let's see. I'm looking for Amelia. Amelia, where is Amelia's pair?
Oh, what a beautiful shot. Right there. Lane 67, Avery. That's such a great shot for a double, especially when you got a 9 foul and you need to pick it
Yes.
up.
Yes. She tried to pick it up, but didn't happen. All right, so heading to lane 69 is Miss Haley Lindley, who was our gold medalist in round 1 yesterday. On that pair, she's joined by Amanda Lang, Amelia Laminois, Ashley Custer, and Alyssa Marlowe. Haley Lindley is one of the bowlers, like we said about Mary Beth. She is also searching for a college program, but I've been told that the decision is made and they're getting the announcement ready.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, that's so exciting
I can't
for
wait
families
to
right now.
find out where Haley is heading. It's Amanda Lang. So she moved right, actually, Norm, and is in the pocket. So she tightened up her angles on lane 70 after she had that runaway.
Well, I'm interested to see. Is it Haley?
That's Haley.
I'm interested to
69.
see what Haley does. I'm going to watch her next shot on 69. She threw a really good ball, okay?
Yep.
I know. I watched it. But it was high immediately. I mean, it went about 25 feet down the lane and hit all of the traction that the boys just got through putting on there.
Oh.
Now I'm interested to see just how much does she move left. Does she incrementally move left? Which I wouldn't. I mean, I'd be a half a loaf anyway.
Yeah.
But if you try to bowl, just move a board or two, that's not enough. I could tell it's not
Yeah.
enough. I'm
She
interested to
needs
see.
to take a little jump. A shot by Ashley.
Ashley Custer just throwing a backup ball up there. I like
Yes, she is. Yep. Miss Amelia on lane 70.
it. Nice shot. Nice shot.
All right, and on lanes 67 and 68, Miss Avery, she threw that great shot the last time. Let's see what she does on 68. Miss Allison just delivered on 67. Gets
Oh,
a
Allison,
Brooklyn.
just run away with that one.
Yeah.
You take that Brooklyn just like you peered it. It's got a hold and it can't.
No holding. There's no holding. All right, Norm, I'm going to look up some scores since we're halfway through the games. See what the ladies are doing today. See what pace is. So the U18 girls, we have Alyssa Marlowe, who is on lanes 69 and 70. After 2 games is the leader in that division. 256, 198. She should be the e-bowler.
I just watched her on lane 70.
Oh, Miss Haley.
Yes, she did. She did. She
She
moved
took a
probably.
big jump?
It was only 3 or 4, and she just posted it. Now lane 70 may be a little tighter, and I'm just interested now. She
Yeah.
throws the ball so good. I'm interested in seeing, what her moves are off of the first shot, which was a good one when she's looking at a 6'10".
Well, Haley has bowled games of 203 and 176 today, so she's looking for a good game on this pair.
But hey, she's still right there, though.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
scoring pace is not ridiculously
No,
low,
it's
but
not.
it's held in check.
So the girls, the U18 girls division, the top 7 is plus. The rest, we got some minus going on. So we've got Alyssa Marlowe, who is the e-bowler on lane 70. She's the leader at plus 54. Abigail Burke, plus 44. Haley Swindle, Brenna Hartzler, Paris, who's on. She's
Lane
going to be
67
bowling
right now.
67. She's tied for 4th after 2 games. She's gone 258, 174. Kaylee Dixon and Morgan Klein, those are our plus bowlers through 7, or the top 7.
Great shot right there. She's in
That
the lead.
that's our leader, Alyssa. After 2, of course.
Yeah.
And on the long.
And here's Paris trying to make a run. This is her good lane. She struck every time on this lane. Yeah,
And
it's like
still
a foregone
striking.
conclusion.
Yep.
But she hasn't struck yet on the right lane, so she's sitting on that, wonderful 219 pace. No. She's on the Dutch 200 pace.
She is, yes. Now, Haley Lindley, we talked about on 69 and 70. Yep. And you're watching her. She took that big jump, right?
Uh-huh.
She is 8th overall in terms of the overall tournament. So she is making her way, hopefully, up to the top 3 before the end. She has a little bit of work to do on this round to get to that medalist podium.
Well, I know exactly what she's feeling right now. You got the last round, and it matters.
It does.
It's a good shot again. Does it go high or no?
Oh,
Bring it in.
such
My
a good shot.
goodness, sorry. So she moved enough. She threw it as good as she could throw it.
Absolutely.
I just want to call unfair.
Yeah, I'm with you. Not fair at all. We need a recount.
How can you fall in love with a game that treats you this poorly?
Well,
huh?
Norm, that would be what you're asking yourself.
Dog. We just glutton for punishment,
and now
right?
you're giving back to this game. So not only did it give and take from you, now you've decided,
Oof.
I love it so much, I'm going to give back to it.
I love it more in the back.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Let's see what Tara does on 68. She had an open. She's had such a...
Oh, this got a hold of her.
Oh, no.
Fell off her hand a little bit, and then she just kind of pinched it just at the last minute. Bless her heart. Now, this is trying to eliminate back-to-back opens, so she's got to slide the 6-pin into the 7. For, let's say, under 18 girls, I'm going to give this about a 7% chance.
It hooked. Yeah. 7%.
I just came out with that,
That's a small percentage.
Well, it was a tough spare.
I know, I'm with you. All right, Miss Paris, can we double, or are we going to continue our Dutch 200? Paris, again, is sitting tied for 4th. She's doing really well today.
Yeah, and this is our leader.
Leader is Miss
69,
Alyssa on
going
69.
for the double, no flat 10.
Hey, stay clean.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. And Miss Haley, who is chasing an overall medal. She's in the top 10. Good shot right there. She's shaking her head, though. She
Yeah, it was
doesn't
Brooklyn.
Well, hey, listen. This is a hard pattern.
It is a hard pattern.
Do
You know what?
really ever come back and
She
go,
actually-
man, it's a Brooklyn?
Look, she actually threw it pretty good. And it looked to me like she got it about a board right and caught full hand. And it hooked so much in the first 20 feet that it got Brooklyn quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now she's going to have to make a determination whether she needs to move left and keep the ball going to the right into that area, or is she just going to pick the speed up and force it?
Amen.
And you know what? They're both right. They're both correct. It's just how good can you make the shot?
True that.
Allison is just trying her best to find something. You can see her game is just not what she's looking for.
Nope, but she has, like you said, been trying the entire game. I really feel her pain.
Yeah, nice shot, Avery. So, folks, when we start this pattern, it's 42 feet, you said?
40, is that what I said?
42, I think.
47.
47 feet, okay. That's a lot longer. All right, so 47 feet,
47
lot of oil,
feet and 25.75, so nearly 26 mils.
So you're not going to get very much hook, and there's not going to be any place on the lane that's going to throw your ball to the left, right? But everybody gets the big ball out, and they put some sandpaper on it, and all of a sudden they create burn. Nice shot right there. So burn is when you throw 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 shots in the same area, and it pulls all the oil off of that little area, and we call that burn. Then you expose your shot to the burn, and it overhooks. Ah, God, that's when this game gets so confusing. Because if you move away from the burn and you don't hit it, you may never get a hook again. You may be right back where you started.
Amen.
So you have to then manage speed control, direction of rev, whether you're keeping the ball left of the burn or whether you're trying to bounce it off of it and get it to hook and hold. There's a lot of ways to play it. In fact, the two-handers, most of them will get inside and they'll try to catch the burn spot way down the lane and never hit it early.
So I'm just looking at some overall scores right now. The U18 boys division, first and second, is within 60 pins of like first Garrett Andrews plus 269, Aiden Furukawa plus 202. Now I think Garrett, that's a solid lead. Knowing Aiden, I don't think that's a solid lead.
Well, nowadays there's no solid lead ever.
Nothing.
Unless Belmonte's got it, it's not solid.
Yeah, so then you go to the U18 girls overall, and we're within 40 pins. Brenna Hartzler's the leader currently. Morgan Klein is 40 pins behind. And then 10 pins behind her is Caitlin Stoll. So these overall titles are still up for grabs in this U18 division.
That's a nice shot there. She got that one inside just a little bit, Avery did, and it just held pocket for her. Come on, give her a first.
Give her a break. All right. Allison says, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to make my spare and move on.
Well, I'm going to address what you just said about the scoring pace. Look, when you think you got a 40 pin, 50, think about this. Most of the time, the players that start out in the lead and in the top of the leaderboard in the first 3 games are the ones that are going to struggle the most in the last 3 games. And then vice versa. Those that are struggling to keep the ball in the pocket early, that opens up a little bit, and they get a little hook room. And they're the ones that are making the comeback. So 40 pins is nothing. That's just 2 shots.
That's what I'm saying.
It's 2 shots.
Thanks for saying I'm right, Norm. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. When do you feel comfortable with a lead? Do you ever feel like...
Yeah, there is. If I was 200 ahead with 3 to go, I got comfortable.
Yeah.
Anything less than 200 with 3 to go...
You're still on it. You're still...
Well, you're still nervous as heck, and you're just trying to get... That was the number I tried to get to, and it didn't mean that I was guaranteed to lead.
Sure.
But I could at least breathe. It just scared me to death my whole life. It scared me because you're bowling for your family. You're bowling for
your house,
your mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. Now, as we watch Tara finish this game out, which
she got that one out and it overhooked in the burn just to get it back in play.
She's
to finish with a 200.
Oh man!
Hey, now
she
look,
worked hard at this
She
game.
had a 9 foul, 2 late opens, but when she hit the pin, she got strikes, and that's why she's got 2 doubles, 3 doubles, 3 doubles.
Yes.
You know, conversely, you got Paris over here just line them at the pocket, and she never got a double.
She did not get a double, and then her good lane failed her.
And she missed the spare.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
So, great job by Tara. So, we talked about when you felt comfortable with the lead. Now, this is a question that Carolyn really has debated on the live stream in the past. Do you love being a leader on TV?
Yes.
You do.
I won more titles from the second position than I did any other position, I believe. Because then, if you win one game, you have the advantage. Now, trust me, I've led by tons of pins. You have a disadvantage when
Being
you're
the
the leader
Yep.
in a one-game match. However, you can't fall any less than second.
That's true.
And there was what we wanted. You know, in the Masters this year, I was bowling Anthony
Oh.
Simonson, and if I beat him, I'm the lead, and if I don't beat him, I'm second. Well, I've won more titles from second, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't that be something? No, I never thought about it. No, give me the lead. Give me the lead because, it guaranteed me top two, and it guaranteed me that I still have to win one game
Yeah.
either way, right?
Either way.
Well, this way
yeah.
you win one game, you win.
I love it.
Yeah, I did too. And you know what? Anthony Simon, such a deserved Masters victory.
That was a fantastic show.
He had to get a strike in the 10th to win a major title. I
Yeah.
don't care who you are, where you are, what. You're feeling it.
Well, we all were feeling that match. All of us. That was a phenomenal show, and you guys, you bowled great, Norm.
Well, thank you.
So-
But all of the stuff in that show was 2 games prior when there was a tie, and then there's a 5-shot roll off or 6 or however many frames they had
Do
to
you
bowl.
know, this year on the PBA Tour,
Atta girl. She misses the single pin, makes the big split for a count.
188. There we go. The PBA Tour had more ties this year than I think I ever remember.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't either. That's why I was
Okay,
asking.
all right. Yeah, I have no idea. But it felt like there were just more roll-offs than I'd ever seen in my life.
Oh, that is the third Stone 10
And she's smiling
on lane
at the
69.
camera and pulling her hair out.
Oh, God, you're going to look like me if you pull that hair out. And I just, it's not fair.
It's not fair. And
She
it's
went
not,
through the nose, made the move. She's been striking on the right lane. She comes back, Stone 10, Stone 10, Stone 10, 3 in a row. Now somebody says, is it luck? No, she needs to adjust a little bit. Now what do I need to do if I'm leaving that 10 pin? Well, you have to determine whether that ball is hitting the pins before it gets into its momentous state, or is it rolling out? In her case, long oil, it's not getting into a roll. Even though it's making that big hook, Blair, it still hasn't quite gotten to its momentous state yet, which really driving. So what I do from there, I'd move one more board to the left. I'd soften the speed up just a pinch. Give the ball a little more time to get into that state. Now, that's easily said when you're in the 3rd frame. When you're in the 8th frame,
yeah.
it's going to be challenging for her.
She could do it, though.
Oh, no doubt. Oh,
Hopefully she just listened to you telepathically, though, because you just told her what to do. It's great.
I did.
It's
If she moves
fantastic.
one to the left, soften her speed just a little bit, she's going to strike out on the left lane.
Haley, are you listening? She's not, but
Oh, beautiful right there.
that was Miss. I forget.
Meanwhile, we have a 5-bagger right
That was
there.
Ashley. Just
How about
the-
spare 5-bagger?
Where did I miss that? Really?
The last 2 things I saw was really 2 flat
Oh,
10s. I
wow.
didn't realize she just got in a
5-bagger by
Okay.
Miss Amelia.
Well, we were too concerned about our leader here on lane 69.
Miss Alyssa. Oh, bucket.
Oh, hey, nobody heard if you can make this bucket. She's on a strike. She loses no count. But it is the bucket.
I don't like the bucket.
My favorite.
You know what? I just had a glimpse at the girls or the ladies that are coming to the 67 and 68, and we have our overall leader, Larry L, coming here on 67 and 68 in
There
the
you go.
U15 girls. So we have some U15 girls heading this way. Looks like we actually have maybe the top 3 because I see Carly Rhodes. I haven't seen Amelia, but she may be on this pair. So exciting stuff in the U15 girls coming this way.
It's wonderful.
I do believe Matt McNeil is coming into the booth this
Yeah,
game.
I'm not going to sit here and watch these kids.
You're out.
I'm out. Yeah.
You're done. Okay, so
Oh,
Matt
yeah. At
McNeil's
some
coming
point,
in.
I have to preserve my confidence. And when
understand.
I watch all the
3 games
leaders,
straight?
Well, they
Can we talk you into the last game of the tournament?
Yes.
Number 5.
You got
You
it.
can come back in.
All right.
Okay, so you have
I mean-
one game off.
Is it only one game off?
We're working hard today.
Sweet. One game off. I've got time for, let's say, lunch.
Yeah, you can go hang out.
I can fill out my DraftKings and the football.
Yeah.
Have a cup
Who's
of
your
coffee.
team? Do you have an NFL team?
Absolutely. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm a Texan.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
So you torture yourself every Sunday.
Yeah, so Jason Couch lives in Claremont, Florida as well. He's a Washington fan,
Okay.
and we've had a bad decade.
Yeah, I feel for it. I really do. Every time I meet a Cowboys fan, I go, I am so sorry.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It's kind of like meeting a Browns and Bengals fan. I'm so sorry. Yeah. But there's not very many teams that I'm like, yeah, it's consistently good. I guess maybe the Patriots.
Well, I tell you this, I am a fan of football, big time.
Me too.
So I like
love
to watch.
football.
I don't care who's on. I like it, and I will be watching if I'm not doing something. But I'm definitely going to have the Cowboys jersey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I may
Yeah.
even pull out the Troy Aikman jersey, or maybe even the Staubach. Oh yeah. So
classic.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull out the number 12 today. I'm gonna be in the front room when all of this is over, and I'm gonna be enjoying a cup of coffee.
Do you
watching
have
the
like
Cowboys.
a favorite player, like stand out, like every time he's on, he's like, man, this is. I'm
Yeah, I've
loving
got
it.
about 8 of them.
8.
Oh man, how do you not like watching Derrick Henry run
Oh,
that football?
he is great.
And then Josh Allen with that. The
Josh
way
is
he
good.
runs his offense. Now he's going to be a little bit banged up today. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
going to run as
no.
much. So, for you DraftKingers, I may be putting some Isaiah Kinsey in there.
All right.
If that's his name. I really have gotten into Justin Fields the last couple of weeks.
So he was a Buckeye. Justin Fields
What
was
do
our
I know
quarterback.
about a Buckeye? I don't know about a Buckeye.
Just saying, he
I
was
just know he's in Chicago now.
Yeah, he was in Chicago. I actually was shocked he went to the NFL because I did not think he was NFL.
Well, good call.
Ready.
Good call.
Yeah, I can see him. I'll tell you,
didn't think-
Norm.
You didn't think I was going to win a title.
Yeah,
either,
no,
did you?
yeah. But he's done really well. He's,
Oh man, he's wonderful to watch.
yeah,
Yeah, I have a lot of favorites, by the way.
I'm loving it. I think the chat will love it too because while we're watching some bowling, it's always great to talk some football too on Sundays.
Yeah. So I have
My
been
dog
so,
is named after a football player, Norm. Just so you know,
I saw your dog online. What's your dog's name?
Bosa, after Nicholas Bosa.
Yeah.
I don't know if his name's Nicholas, but yeah. But both Bosa brothers and the Bosa family. The dad played too, so little tackler.
This has got to be one of the most frustrating games.
She looks happy. Haley looks really thrilled to be
Nope,
bowling.
she's frustrated, and I get it. Hey, I get it. I wish I had $1 for every time I had that look on my face.
But you know what? She is holding herself together.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, she is frustrated as heck.
But
but
I'm not
she is-
saying that she has given anything away.
No, she
I'm
hasn't.
saying this girl
She's-
came up here on 69 and 70, and she has thrown haymakers and has gotten no credit for it.
Nope.
Bless her heart.
Nope.
But
Nothing. No love.
we have the clean 9 spare on that 5-bagger. So we still have a chance at 247 here.
So you just saw the U15 leader on 68, L'Oreal, and she has a little bit of height on you, Norm.
That's why I took a picture with her today, and I made her stand far away from me. I was like her. I feel like a little puppy. I'm looking up at my master going, can I get a treat?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, but you chose not to stand next to the one youth bowler that you were taller than, so that's on you.
That was on me. But I had a Storm logo. I had to
I
make sure that
understand.
it was
Thank you
shown
for
here.
representing the brand well, Norm.
Yeah. And so for those of you that do not know, I'm very small. And most of these youngsters are taller than I am.
We'll get
Even-
you a
even
little
the
step
women.
stool for
Even the women.
2023. Little
Yeah.
step stool.
I take pictures with them. I feel like I'm an underarm deodorant to some of them. I just fit right in their pit
Oh my gosh.
perfectly. Are you still having breakfast?
Oh, I am so sorry, everyone. But if you're on the East Coast, it's lunchtime now, so maybe you're having your little nachos, your wings. It's football Sunday,
Yeah.
Gotta have the
So I've
the
met
pub food.
a lot of these. Yeah, before I get out here and let Matt McNeil
Yes.
take my place. I've met so many of these youngsters either through our Next Level Bowling Camps or through Storm
Yeah.
or even the SYCs in the Fast, and they're changing so quick. It's hard for me
They
to
grow.
recognize them.
They
yeah,
do.
they grow mustaches and things like that.
Well, not the ladies.
no, but
Yeah, I'm
you know.
just kidding. I'm giving you a hard time.
they do.
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
it's
so
true.
I don't see as well as I used to.
Yeah.
And I would have a hard time recognizing them anyway.
Yeah.
But then I'll say, hey, nice to meet you. And they say, Norm, I met you when I was your height. and I think, well, how long ago was that? And they say, oh, it was 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh,
they're 14.
that's awesome.
yeah.
Don't you love it though? Because I'm sure this happens to you a lot. Because I see the pictures where they show you pictures when they're like 5,
Yeah.
6 years old, and you're recreating pictures, and it's amazing.
You know,
And you know that
EJ Tackett showed me a picture of he and I when he was 14
At, like, a
Woodland,
Pro-Am?
Woodland Bowl.
Oh, that's
he said
awesome.
this was the Pro-Am, and Norm, it changed. It changed me. And how,
Aw.
so I don't know, but he showed me the picture, and I said, wow, that was you? And he said, yeah, I thought you recognized me. And I said,
Oh,
no, I
that's
bowled,
awesome.
I bowled against him for 5 or 6 years and never knew that was him. So, yeah, and you know, I'm just one of the luckiest people on the face of the earth, and I appreciate the bowling world for all the love I get.
But it says to you too that your legendary career spanned decades.
Yes.
So you meet these youth athletes, and then you meet them when they're PBA bowlers.
Right, you know, I
That's-
bowled
that's
against Dick
amazing.
Weber. I bowled against Dick Weber
Yeah.
as a competitor, right?
Yeah.
And now my last attempt at a title was against Anthony Simons. In fact, my last title.
Yeah.
Anthony
Your last
Simons.
title. Yep.
And so, oh man, to span that many decades. Yeah, it's great.
All right. So Haley, I'm gonna let you go.
I'm
Haley
going.
finished up with a 186.
Yeah, and if my 258 girls out there, hey, make sure your
Oh, yeah.
husband comes and finds me.
All right, so we're not taking a break. We'll be right back. Actually, Matt McNeil is here. So we will be back shortly. All right, we are back, and Matt McNeil is back in the booth. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, Blair. Norm warmed up the seat for me. So.
Yeah. Norm's spent a couple games in here. We talked all about the U18 girls. Now we have the U15 girls making their way here. Well, made their way here. Half a game for some of them. Overall leader right here, L'Ariel. Let me find the rest of the ladies on this pair. Me and my sheets that I need to organize better. All right, so let's see. We should have on this pair Carly Rhodes, yep, Mia Arofo, L'Ariel Tharps, Alexandra K. Smith, she goes by K, Emmylou Molina, and Kylie Shield. And then right next to them, you will see Anna Anthony, Riley Rabner, Camden Nielsen, Elena Harding, Gracie Dunn, and Bailey Forrest. So those are the ladies you're watching. Matt, what have you seen today?
Well, if you want to throw some strikes, don't throw the ball outside of 10.
Norm said gutter's 5 again. The gutter is 5. You think the gutter's 10?
I think the gutter's 10. I wouldn't. You could offer me a dump truck of money to try to play outside of 10, and I'd tell you to drive the dump truck away because it's
inconsistent.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Maybe a pair or two you can play a little early hook and roll it up in there, but the problem is you got so much traffic that's left of you taking away your hold, and you got depth to the right, and you just got to throw it perfect. And then even if you throw it perfect, I don't know whether maybe it gets 9, maybe it strikes. I don't know, but that's not a place where I'd like to take my chances.
There you have it, folks.
And that's why I think this young lady here leading this division, she's playing like 17, 18 to, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 down lane.
Keeping the angles tight, right?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right. I love it.
Yep. Not shocking that the leader is playing the lanes correctly. Generally, the leader is playing the lanes correctly.
But that's a teaching moment also, because usually if you're bowling the tournament, and let's say you're not having a good go of it, right?
Go find somebody who is having a good go of it,
and see where they're playing,
and then start doing that. I've had that talk with about a dozen parents already.
Right.
Yeah.
There is, you don't have. There's no defense in bowling, right? But your defense is, man, there's no barrier. So you can go watch anyone bowl and
Absolutely.
see where they're playing and what's working. Yeah. We see Miss Camden, 2-hander. Anna Anthony is also a 2-hander, which brings us to the question in the chat from Goodman. When will a 2-hander win on the PWBA Tour? What's your prediction, Matt McNeil? What year?
I think it's coming. I don't know if it's coming exactly in the foreseeable 2 years, but I think eventually with the 2-handed revolution that we're seeing, there's going to be more 2-handers out there, and I keep very tight, as you know, I keep very tight stats of the PWBA Tour, and I can easily say there was 0 titles, 1 right of 12 this year and last year. So, it's turning more into a power game, and they create power better than most. So I think it's coming.
So are we within 5 years or 10 years?
We could be. I think we could be within. I'd say the high side of 5.
High side of 5.
4 or 5.
Okay. All right. I think that's a pretty good prediction because I've seen some pretty solid young ladies that are either in the college ranks or entering the college ranks within 2 years.
Mhm.
So, and even if they choose not, I mean, man, Bella Castillo, she could go bowler regional today and could win a title. And that's the crazy thing. I mean, this comes up every tournament too. Now, we talked yesterday about the road to the PBA Tour, right? And I thought that you paved it perfectly, right? Take all the steps, right?
Absolutely.
But nothing says that these youth bowlers, a PWBA or PBA regional comes to their hometown.
Go bowl as a guest.
Right.
Absolutely.
Go
bowl.
get some experience. Go get your
bowl.
feet wet
Yep.
because the hardest thing to do, there's many things that are hard about bowling a regional. But I'll tell you what, if you shoe up and Liz Johnson is on the pair next to you, that's a mental game tactic that you've never had to face in your life.
Yeah, learn how patient she is.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet one of the most patient people in the world ever to lace them up, and most mentally strong.
Right. And just bowling next to her,
Yeah.
the first thing you have to overcome is the fact that you're bowling next to someone you've seen on TV 100 times.
Yeah.
So yeah, go bowl, bowl,
Yep.
bowl as much as you can.
Yeah, it's you got to get experience because the problem. This is the toughest part of our sport. The variables are different every single time. So you have to get such a large sample size to be able to formulate trends and patterns in your decision making of what works and what doesn't. I can't tell you. I mean, I still make bad decisions myself as a bowler, and I've got 30 years of competitive bowling experience under my belt, and so you gotta really get a large sample size for, hey, when this happens, this is generally the right move for me. Not all the time because the variables are always different, but generally this is the right move for me. Or when I get in situation X, this, solution Y is generally the answer.
Absolutely.
So and also it keeps your mind slow, and you don't get flustered, and the voice inside your head doesn't run amok, and you're able to, keep the picture of what the lane is asking, and you're just able to make good decisions, stay calm, and keep doing the right things. When people really get off track and you see the disaster games, their mind is racing, they're just rifling through balls, they're playing all over the place, and that's just not what you want to see happening.
True that. Now, Kay Smith there on 67.
Yeah, she's getting closer. She was trying to play further to the right, and she did the right thing. She balled up to a Helios. Nice, smooth, symmetrical, solid. Good choice, good ball choice. And she got closer to the pocket.
Yep.
She got her lay down point on the left side of 10 instead of on the right side of 10. So that's what she's supposed to be doing.
I've never seen Camden bowl on 69, and I'm loving her game. She's a two-hander. She's really solid at the line. She's has a little bit of height, even though she's in the U15 girls, and that that helps with everything. And she's using her legs a little bit, which you don't see very often.
That's one of the biggest things I always talk about with bowlers is they don't use their legs. They use
Right.
their arms. They don't use their legs. They don't use their lower bodies.
I think she could still use her legs a little more, but for a young two-hander, I like it. I like what I see.
Absolutely, a lot of potential.
Yeah.
A lot of great potential out there. How is your Starbucks coffee carrying you through this block?
It did okay, and I actually almost have it all gone, but it did okay today.
All right.
It's better than yesterday. Yesterday I needed like 4 cups of coffee in the morning. Sundays go so quick at
They
the
do.
SYC.
Yes.
Like you feel like you just got here and you're like, oh my goodness,
Game
it's almost
4
over.
and a half
Right.
already. We got one more to go.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like it's insane. And this is when really the nerves, if the divisions are close, which I believe I was looking at some scores last game, and I think the U18 boys and girls is actually the ones that are close today. Lariella is way out in the lead in the U15 girls. So she's having a very solid tournament. She won last month in Myrtle Beach, so she'll, assuming that she stays in the lead, which she's leading the long pattern today, 259, 220, 200. This game's a little rough, but she'll go back-to-back titles. Pretty impressive. Overall, though, our U18 boys division is within. It extended a little bit. It was closer, but still, we're getting down to the end. Garrett Andrews looks like he's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's got a nice lead, 60
Yeah.
pin lead out there.
Aiden, it was within 30 when I looked last game.
Okay.
So Aiden must have not had the best of all games. Now, here we go. U18 girls tied for first. Brenna Hartzler, Morgan Klein. Caitlin Stoll, 50 pins behind them. So, U18 girls. Now let's look at the long today. Ironically, the girls who are leading, they're having a rough day, I think. Where's Morgan Klein? Oh, wait, third. Morgan Klein, 213, 202, 216. Brenna went 214, 218, 179. So, anything could happen there. That's the division to watch, U18 girls. Where are they at? Other side?
I think
They
they're on
just
the other
came
side.
through, yeah.
Yep, they're on the other side.
So let's look at U15 boys overall. Pedro Diaz-Gonzalez off to a pretty solid lead over Joss Weems. I think that one is pretty tied up going into the last game. Although Joss can do anything that last game. He's a great little bowler.
Yeah, somebody shoots 170, somebody else shoots 220, and that's
Still open.
absolutely.
Looks like Christopher Wagner he is solidly tied up the U12 boys title. U12 girls, Jane Juhas, also solidly tied up. They're right to the left of us. But anyway, that's your update. If you want to check any score, any bowler, you can go to bullmetrics.com. See the live scoring, relatively live scoring. It's pretty live. Jalen Parker's in. Bring back U20. Jalen, we do miss the U20 division, but we go by the USBC age divisions, and U20 is a little tricky because you have to keep those separate from the rest of the tournament. So at the SYC, it would be a little tricky to run that division.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah. Just with the format, the overall format.
Yep.
Here's Miss Camden.
Close.
Ah.
She's just a little too much on top of it. Just needs to keep going left. You know, she's battling all that traffic that the guys created and the people before her have created. Now, if that was game one and she was playing there, that would have been high flush. But you know, just because the track's so burned up, especially on 67, we already talked about how much more the track hooks on 67.
Sure.
So she gets on top of it, and it hooks too much. You know, and our leader just had the shot. You know, she kind of threw the same shot, different ball, and it left a 10 pin. So it's chop.
We got Morgan Klein's mom just entered the chat. Hello, Tina. We're missing you, but your daughter is creating a show over on the U18 girls division. Tied for first overall. We can't see her. I don't know what's going on. We almost need 2 cameras set up in this bowling center, one side, but that's impossible.
Right.
We are not ESPN, folks.
No.
Nor do we pretend to be.
No. Yep. They're just hard.
They didn't blend.
They're just hard. They got chopped up.
Yeah.
They're just Just hard.
There's not a lot of blending happening today, which
They're
is
just-
another way that the SYC gets difficult because the boys and girls are mixed
Yep.
together, right? So you're following boys, you're following girls.
Yep. That was a good shot.
Really good shot.
Yep. But that's how we did it back in the day. I mean, I remember bowling with Shannon O'Keefe and Deandra and Stephanie Nation Johnson now and Shannon Blahowski. And I remember crossing with those
Yeah.
girls at Junior Gold.
Right.
And with, and if we bowled a scratch tournament, the guys crossed with the girls.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Back then, though, the balls weren't as strong.
Yeah.
Synthetic lanes were brand new, so they didn't hook a whole heck of a lot. We put down probably a quarter amount of volume we put down nowadays.
That's what Norm was talking about a little bit. Like, the urethane effect wasn't really a thing back in the day when urethane was really in play
No,
because there wasn't as much oil.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a lawn pattern was 36 feet back then.
Yeah.
And high volume was probably about 15 mils.
Right.
So it's everything's changed quite a bit. The more oil you put on a lane, the more, really the more change you're going to have. I mean, the less oil you put on the lane, the less change there is, just in my experience. Generally speaking, not all the time, generally.
Yeah.
I say
Sure.
the word generally in bowling quite a bit.
Yeah, because
The variables.
Yeah, that's totally. I agree, Jeremy. The only time I do remember actually no, because one always is ahead of another. I have never remembered the U18 boys and girls both being close in a tournament. This tournament is that way. The scores are not close. U18 girls have been minus the entire tournament. They never got they started short. There was no one plus overall, and they never recovered from that short pattern. But I agree. U18 boys and U18 girls, tough divisions right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of good competition here, though. There's
There's
a lot of
good
great
yeah.
young players. A lot of great young players. And this is where they cut their teeth. This is where they develop.
Well, and I think that the SYC attracts players to compete against each other. So anyone that's tried to enter an SYC, it is hard to get into. But it's not because we want it to be hard to get into. We would love for everybody to bowl the SYC. That is physically impossible.
Yeah.
There just are not that many large bowling centers left. And with the nature of the SYC, the fairest way to do an overall tournament is to be in one house altogether.
Yep, absolutely.
Squads don't work in an SYC.
Nope. No. We're going to put it out once, you're going to bowl on it, and then we're going to move on to the next one.
Exactly.
That's it.
So, but the players that are here, they want to bowl against the best players. And so the best players sign up,
Absolutely.
which is great.
And for the developing players, it's great for them to bowl against the more established players because that's how you learn. That's how you get better.
Yep.
I remember when I came out of juniors, I bowled my first Megabucks tournament. I bowled against Rhino Page, who was not on tour yet. I bowled against Tim Mack. I bowled against a guy some people may have heard of. His name was Jason Belmonte.
Ah,
He was
who's
still-
that?
He was still an amateur then, but I got to bowl him heads up a few times.
That's pretty fun.
I bowled against a lot of really, really good bowlers
Yeah.
who eventually, Tom Smallwood, before he went out on tour, and I got beat up pretty good, but you know what?
That's how you learn.
That's how I learned. I
Yeah.
tell you what, it made me a lot better.
Well, and the bowlers today. So there's U12, U15, U18 divisions currently in youth bowling.
Yep.
I have seen in the SYC and in many local tournaments where bowlers choose to move up before they actually age out to test themselves in the next division. and it's a choice. You
Yeah,
know,
it
if you want to
absolutely is.
bowl in your division, it's up to you. But especially locally, like I've seen ladies like, you know, if you're in the U15 division and you're winning every time, why not move up and challenge yourself a little bit more?
Yep. I remember back in, we had a Minnesota Junior Bowlers Tour, and I remember Amanda Vermillier now
Yeah.
was then Burgoyne. She would bowl in the guys division
Yep.
because, I mean, she had 30 some of the women's titles. She said, well, I want to bowl against guys,
Right.
challenge myself.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's great.
Yep.
All right, so the ladies on 69 and 70 are wrapping up their game. 67 and 68 are moving on. None of them, I think, are very happy with their scores. So they struggled on this pair.
They're hard for the ladies. The ladies seldomly get forced into this part of the lane, and
Yeah.
then when they do, it's really tough for them to see the shapes that they're accustomed to seeing back home.
Totally.
So this is just really a kind of a culture shock for them.
Yeah.
It's a good experience.
And this is the part where you're trying to. This is what you're learning, right? For most of the time in the U15 girls, most of the time, either the long pattern or the short pattern is your challenge.
Yep.
Most of the time.
Yep.
So, and especially for the younger ladies, I would say the long pattern might be harder than the short pattern for them because playing the gutter might be easy, right?
Yeah.
So
Playing straighter.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
getting into the middle part of the lane and then really slowing down. Generally, the ladies have a little more ball speed, a little less rev rate. So getting in the middle part of the lane and slowing down and shaping the ball is
No thanks.
it's very hard. I had a talk with Abigail Starkey.
Yep.
You know, she did very well yesterday. Today, struggling a lot.
Right.
But, you know, she's got a little more ball speed than she does rev rate. Just having a hard time to get the ball to slow down, read the lane, get through the pins.
Sure.
And so she's had a pretty rough go of it today. But I said, hey, this is a great thing for you to go home and work on it because we've just showed you what you're not that great at.
Right.
Got to get better at it.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got some
New boys.
got some young gentlemen here.
Yes, we do. Let me pull up my handy dandy sheet. All right, so.
Somebody said I think Abby just shot 260.
Oh, really?
Hey, that's huge for her.
That's fantastic.
That's great. Good for her.
All right, so we have. Where did my 23 go? All right, on 67 and 68, we have Riley Enstrom, Shelby Davis, Emmanuel Guava, Weston Griffin, Grant Taylor, and Nathan Gibson. Those are who you're watching on 67 and 68. And then we will have some U15 boys coming to 69 and 70. But this is the last game of the tournament.
This is.
Game 5.
Last
Norm
hurrah.
Duke will be entering as soon as both lanes are in Game 5. We'll bring Norm in.
Yep.
He's doing his stretches over there to get ready to commentate. And this is a perfect time to thank everyone for watching. Thanks for the parents who came. Thanks for joining us this weekend. Hope you had a great time. Thanks for not surviving, but battling the Hurricane Nicole or Tropical Storm Nicole to get here.
Yep.
Feels like so long ago, but it was not easy to get here.
No. Travel gets difficult when there's hurricanes.
Yeah, we don't not recommend it. Shelby Davis is channeling Spider-Man today. I like it. I like the Spider-Man jersey.
I do too. He gets it off his hand pretty good too. Pretty clean release.
Sir Nathan is, you know who his buddy is?
Who?
Mateo Quintero. Mateo won junior gold. They're both from the Smyrna area, but Nathan and the other U15 boys, Brady and Alex Crawley, they've been running around the hotel.
How about this young man right here on 67?
All right.
That's one of the. That's a great game.
I loved it.
Wow, is that a good game?
I love it.
Oof. That is pretty good. I don't know how he's scoring, but I just watched him throw that one shot.
And you're in.
And I'm on that train. I'm picking up what he's laying down.
Weston Griffin, great young
That's
man.
pretty good too there.
little dance.
Ooh, I
Little
like the
dance it out.
dancing. I do.
Hey, it's game 5. Let's
that's-
get
hey,
loose, right?
That's Matt McNeil approved. I approve of that dancing.
I love it.
I've danced around on the approach a few times.
Why not? All right, we have our new bowlers on 69 and 70 entering.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we have Dennis Bauer, Ty Carter, Camden Burns, Maxwell Benware, Ryan Bess, and Eli Inkner. So I don't have a pen. Do you have a pen in your pocket?
I do not.
What the heck? Because I was going to help you, but I think it's all on this sheet.
Okay.
Pretty sure. If not, I'll leave the rest, but I'm pretty sure they're all here.
All right.
We're
Are we
gonna
switching headsets.
We're gonna take a short
Yep.
break just to do some reorganizing, but you get Mr. Matt McNeil and Norm Duke for the final game of the tournament. Super enjoyable,
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
It will be.
I bet.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, everybody, we are back. Matt McNeil, the Hall of Famer, Norm Duke.
Hello, Matt. Nice to see you again.
Boy, I got 3 days of Norm Duke.
And I get 3 days of Matt. I love it.
Oh man, it's a good weekend. It is a good weekend. What do you think out there, Norm? Okay, let me ask you this. I'm gonna cut right to the chase
Cut
here.
right to it.
Cut right to it. Norm Duke's bowling on 67, 68. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, I'm going to be inside of third. Well, I'm going to be well inside of third arrow on lane 67. Probably right around fourth arrow. I'm going to keep it tight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have a ball that's got some surface in it, and I'm going to lay it there. I'm not going to try to hook it or hit it.
You're trying to play the hole.
I'm going to absolutely play the hold. In lane 68, I'll probably have the same ball. And I'll probably be about 3 boards left, even though it's a tighter lane. But I'm going to get that ball out to the burn.
Yeah.
Because the burn doesn't overhook on 68. It seems to go Brooklyn on 67. So I'm going to trap the left lane and then float a little bit on the right lane. And I'm going to try to make my spares. And, you know, all that said, probably 172 on my best day. Listen, these lanes are tough out there. Let's not make any
Mistakes about it.
Exactly.
They're hard.
They're hard.
That looked pretty good there.
Yeah, his first couple of shots, he was trying to wing it out to about 5 board. No,
sir.
It was not going to happen.
That's not what the doctor ordered, and you can tell by his jersey. He's got the bowler's emergency room on there,
unit, doesn't he?
He's got some.
Man. How did we miss that?
I don't know, but I just noticed that he's got a stethoscope and some blood spatter on that thing. After those first couple shots out to no man's land, that's what you're going to get. But
Yeah.
he tightened that up real good. He kept it in the trough there, and that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, boy.
This
Ooh,
kid Shelby, he gets 2 hands full.
he does not get cheated, does he?
No. And I tell you what, I watched him throw his first shot yesterday, I believe, and I said, okay, I'll be seeing this guy on TV for a long, long time.
I tell you what, he does not get cheated. It's for a young, he's pretty small in stature, but
He's got to weigh about 84,
maybe.
and he gets
I really like how he gets to the.
450,
Yeah.
500 rev rate,
At least.
84 pounds.
At least. I think if you and me threw a shot 5 times over each, we could get up to one of his shots in rev rate.
Yeah. And I may need one of those medic shirts after I'm done because I'm going to be a little sore if I try to do it like he does. I tell you, though, I'm watching this whole field. I mean, there's, 150 entries? I don't know. I'm guessing. I watch these kids learn they're learning the same lessons that you and I learned.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning their pace, which is typically faster than ours. They're learning things from other players, and they're absorbing it all.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it's a joy. It really is.
Yep. Absolutely. To watch the kids develop year after year after year, because we get a lot of the same ones that come back to the SYC for many years.
Yeah, and we don't recognize them because they're growing up.
I know, yeah, they are. They start getting a little more facial hair, or they get a little smaller.
Yeah, like this Grant here.
Yeah.
I mean, that shirt right there. How many times could I you could put 3 of me in that shirt, and I'm going to still be. I'm going to still have a lot of extra material. They grow up nowadays.
Oh, they do. I tell you what.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot right there from Wesley. Now, he was high out of the gate.
Yeah.
So he just stepped left and said, look, I'm going to keep it in front of me.
Yep. Oh, he's got a little shuffle, too, after that. A little triple.
Hey, that was a nice post-shot routine.
It was. I like that. Absolutely.
That kind of looked like Matt McNeil.
Oh, I'm
Post-shot routine.
dancing around.
You're dancing
You
around,
know,
aren't you?
you've crossed with me enough. I'll tell you what.
I love it. If you're not dancing around on your pro shot routine, then you're not trying. You don't care.
Oh, that thing laid like a Persian rug there, Norm, for
I
the
tell you
medic.
what,
The doctor is in.
the doctor's in, and I tell you what, he's finishing on this pair. He's left-handed, so he's not going to have to see what we've seen on the right. Now, I don't know. It may be worse on the left, but I'm just guessing after the last 2 shots that he's not going to be near as confused. This might be his best game of the week.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you what, I'm glad I don't have to bowl against those 2 guys on my side. I really am. Both those young men.
They would force you inside a second arrow, wouldn't they?
It's not gonna, it doesn't look too good for a 310 rev rate inside of there, my friend.
Yeah, trying to fall it back for a trip 6, are you?
How about this guy?
I tell you what, that's one of the best fundamentally rolled shots.
Yep. I watched him the first shot, and this is the first shot of the tournament I've seen him. I haven't watched him throw a ball yet. I said that's the best I've seen.
Yep, Emmanuel Gutierrez.
Yes.
Is it Guerrero?
Guerrero.
Okay.
Guerrera. Might be Guerrera. But wow. That is wow. That's got wow factor on it. That young man can do. He can.
You know what? Who he looks like to me? He looks like a male version of Jillian Martin.
Yeah.
If you watch his approach, he looks so much like her. It's crazy.
I like that game. I really like that game. A good fundamental game like that, you can do anything you want to a bowling ball.
You can.
He's just going to learn.
He's going to be pointing the gutter. Love it. See, Belmo doesn't point the gutter. It never does. Ever, 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 ever. All right, here's Shelby again.
Yep.
For those of you who want to count the revs here on Shelby Davis's ball,
good luck.
All 84 pounds. Bet you can't count the revs. No way. Look how much.
Oh, look at that throw, slap that 6-pin across the deck.
Do you think he would sign my bowling shoe if I ask him? Would he sign my shoe?
He might.
It'd be kind of like getting a rookie card from Shelby
right?
Davis, right?
I'd like him. I want me a Shelby Davis rookie card.
30 years from now, he's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to have his rookie card shoe signed, right?
Yes, sir.
Gotta love it.
Let's watch. Okay, now watch on the left part of your screen. Watch Manuel here. This, folks, this is a game right here. Wow. That's a game. Wow. My goodness, is that a game? Is he in the right division?
I'm stunned.
That is that.
How old is he? I mean, we know he's under 18.
Yeah, this is the 15. This is a U15 division, I think.
So he's not even 15.
No.
Okay, there you go, Simo. He's on his way.
Yep.
You attack it. Yeah, all you Brad and Kyle fans. Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to be watching Emmanuel Guerrero the second. Pretty soon.
It's Guevara.
What, Guevara?
Emmanuel Guevara, U15. I tell you what, I think fundamentally that is the best. That's That's probably one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, and since Jillian, I mean, they look a lot alike. Everything about the pace and everything.
All right, let's see what the doctor is going to order up here on the right lane.
Oh, he loves it. Oh, I thought he loved it.
A little wide.
I liked it. I mean, you're not supposed to have to be perfect at bowling every time, are you? Target.
No, you're a human being.
All right, so
You just try to be in the spot where your misses get you 9.
yeah, not 8 in a split.
Yeah.
So this is on a double too. So, God, just for your mental outlook, it's a big shot if you can make the 3-7 right here.
Oh, big time. Big time. Tried to he's backing it up at it.
Well, needs a little bit of work. A little stethoscope on that one would
Yep.
do.
Well, prescription didn't get filled on that one, Norm.
You know how much I am watching Jason Belmonte in this building now. He's bowling. He's probably sleeping right now, but he bowled the World Cup today in Australia, and I know he knows because I know Jason, but he's more prevalent in this bowling center right now than he could possibly know. He has changed so many of these kids
Oh, my gosh. I mean,
without even meeting them.
the number of two-handers is astonishing.
Astonishing, yes.
Absolutely astonishing.
And, you know, we all give Jason, you know, all the credit. You know, let's not forget Troop and Simo and Packy and all the two-handers out there that, you know, had their influence on these kids as well.
Oh.
Yeah, even he's got the same look on his face as you had on yours just now.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive. That's impressive too. I tell you what, that young man's got one heck of a game on him.
Yeah, now Riley on the right lane, lane 68, he is fishing. I mean,
Yes.
Yep.
He's kind of out in no man's land there.
Yeah, he can't get that lure in time. He just wants another lure. I think he needs a bobber or two.
Yep.
Also, keep in mind, these kids have been bowling for 3 days now.
Yep.
This is the last game of the squad, last game of the event.
tournament.
And fatigue is setting in. I mean,
Mental fatigue too.
well, more mental than,
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yep.
But mental fatigue is also physical fatigue. I mean, it will take everything out of you.
Oh yeah.
And we get to watch some of them that are still in it, and they're nervous, and you can see it's all over them. And then we get to see others that are just plain tired.
Closing's the hardest thing.
Yes.
I've always said closing. To be a really good closer is a very hard skill to have.
Yeah, you have to develop that. And then we got Ty Carter here on the left lane, lane 69. What a great shot he just put on him, too.
Oh. Week 7 for.
Is that a week 7?
Week 7 for Shelby. I didn't think he'd
Uh,
leave one this.
yeah.
I didn't think his ball could leave one, to be honest with you. Wow.
That's a big shot, too, on a double.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Ty Carter here on lane 69. He's got some serious fundamentals as well.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's a very good game right there. How many times have we been saying that already?
All day.
Yep.
All day. They're better than we were at this age, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be better than. They're going to be better than Jason. Every single, every decade we get kids that are better than the ones before them.
Yep.
I've watched it all my life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know, Weber and I were 17 and 18 when we went on tour, and we turned heads, right?
Yeah.
Oh no. If we were this good, we wouldn't have turned heads. It's who do you think you are, Shelby is?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, we got that one a little bit left.
Oh wow.
Oh, but you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that ball is underweight. That
Yeah.
ball is probably 14 pounds.
It might be a little light.
If it had, you got to wait. They got to grow up. They
Yeah.
got to build up enough stamina to throw 16 pounds or 15 pounds all day long for 3 days in a row. But that same exact shot with a bigger ball just sends pins everywhere, and that's what we're going to get to enjoy for the next 4 decades watching Shelby.
Oh, yeah. Yep, and Emmanuel with a nice double there. Weston's stepping up. He's got a single working. He's going to try to get back on the strike train here to start straining them together.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of talent there. A lot of talent.
Nice shot. Don't overhook.
Oh, it
It
did.
did. Yeah, you see the confusion on his face. He doesn't realize how much burn that the girls and the very first game, the guys started here and they were all with big balls right
Surface.
around him, and they created all of that burn.
Look at that
Goodness.
touch on Emmanuel though. Man, is that? Oh,
Yeah, same thing. When he gets another pound or two in that ball,
ooh.
that's just going to tear pins, tear them up.
Now, did you throw six? Do you still throw 16?
I still, yeah. When I don't bowl much anymore.
Yeah,
But yeah, my whole career 16.
16.
I tried 15 for about 6 months, and I didn't like that. I could overthrow the hook too
Okay.
easy, so I'd go 4-bagger washout, and I think I threw it pretty good. And all I was just a little more amped up. So, I'd throw a Volkswagen bus down there if they'd let me. It just makes more sense. When I got in trouble in school, I didn't like the big paddle. I wanted the little paddle.
Yeah.
And so that's how I determined to throw the biggest bowling ball. As I said, well, this is a bigger paddle. I know it hits harder. I know this because I was always in trouble. I tell you what, we got some gains on this pair.
Oh, yes,
got
sir, we
2-0,
do.
2-teen right there.
Doctor's back on it, back in the operating room with a double.
Yeah, you can tell this last game. We got some ruckus going
Oh,
on
yeah,
in
we
this
got some-
building. We hear it way down there on the low end. We hear it on the other side of this building. And keep in mind, we got 80 lanes here. 80.
8-0.
Yeah. One of the reasons, Matt, that it's so difficult to cross pairs, you got 80 lanes, covers how many acres, I don't know, but there's a lot of slope.
Well, that's a lot of slope.
There's a lot of slope.
A lot of slope. A lot of different topography in different areas of the bowling center. A lot of different styles of play.
Right.
Certain people started here, with different lane play strategies, different surfaces, different types of balls. Yeah, I tell you what, crossing here is running the gauntlet.
Right, and one
That's
of
a
the
good
things, this is an old Walmart.
Yes, sir.
So if you look down there in the lanes, you can see those poles that are down there. Well, when you're building a Walmart, you don't mind those poles. When you're building a bowling center, you'd like to have a span that don't have, when you're converting a Walmart, you have these poles. That makes a difference in the topography because all of this weight is setting on top of those poles, and it makes a difference. So if you're left of the poles, typically it'll be a little tighter. If you're right of the poles, they're going to hook.
Yep.
How many times have you been, well, you're left-handed, but how many
It's
times?
just opposite for me.
It's
It's always
opposite.
flipped for me.
I was
Yep.
wondering.
Yep,
It
it's
would
just-
have to be.
Yes, it's just flipped
So
for
how
me.
many times you're left of the poles being a left-hander and the pair hooks out of the building?
A lot.
And we're right of the poles and we're going, hey, where did this pair come from? Well, that's part of it.
Or you get the one lane that hooks instantly and out of the building, and then the next lane you
Right.
can't catch a hook.
Yeah, it's like the gutter cap. It's
Yeah.
got all the weight on it. It's pulling each side to where they're angled into the gutter. Yeah, and we never really considered topography when we're throwing every ball straight with plastic balls in the 80s, 70s.
Well, and back then too, the lanes got cut every year.
Right, but we had more topography back then, but we just didn't know it because we didn't have the hook potential.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, if one lane hooked a lot more than the other, you're talking about a board with your feet. Now you're
Right.
talking about 3 arrows.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
And probably about 3 or 4 steps down.
Man, this Maxwell kid, now he had a turkey and no doubles up until that, and he just caught a handful on lane 70, took it out to the dry and overhooked, and now he's looking at everybody like, how did that ball hook so much? Well, he throws it really good, too.
He does. He does.
Let's see what he does on a 5 count. You know, am I going to just get 8 out, or I'm taking it? Look at it. He's going to try to make it.
Yeah. Well, he took his 3. Sometimes you got to take your medicine.
Oh, you got to take it, yeah.
Yep.
If you don't like it, don't get 5 on the first ball.
Yep. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
I've heard that before.
Have you?
Yeah, for those of you that want to know, my last victory was in Arkansas. And who was my bowling ball rep? It was none other than my partner, Matt McNeil. So that was, by the way, the last tournament that I won. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All of that investment you made on my behalf. Yeah, we had a beer afterward.
We did. Yeah, I remember. I think we had dinner that night. It was pretty good. That was pretty.
Never forget it.
Pretty. I'll tell you what. The reason why I bowled so good in the World Series right after that event is because I watched you that week, and I've told people this. I must have said this probably about 100 times. I said, your performance that week in Jonesboro was the greatest display of mental toughness I think I have ever seen in my life.
First of all, that place was brutal. And you could bowl 230s, but you could also bowl 130s anywhere. Everywhere in the whole building were just games that were taking people out of the cut everywhere. And if you didn't have it mentally, then 120s and 130s were in play. Mm-hmm. But if you could just stay together there and get your 172 and get that and feel good about the 167s, yeah, that's the type of facility it was. And I'm telling you, those scores were as low as I've ever seen. My first game, by the way, of the event, 157. I won. I was coming off a victory the week before.
Yep.
I had everything going for me. I had smooth sailing and 157 out of the gate. Oh, by the way, after game 2, I was in second. That's how bad they got. I had 150, 270, and I know this. Rhino Page shot 260 out of the gate, and he and I were sharing a car. And I shot 157, so I was 110 behind him. I was 30 pins ahead of Rhino after game 2. And that place would it would tear you up.
Oh.
And to this day, it's one of the most, what I'm trying to say, it's one of the most well-known poor scoring events of our week. Yes. They say, man, if you're going to go there, you better bring your spare ball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so we got spare turkey, spare strike, spare double right here for Weston Griffin. He is trying to come up with a 240 finish. 249, that would be awesome. And he's got to love that.
Oh, what a great shot.
My gosh, you see that ball in the pins? Oh. It's still drill. Oh, and he's got I love this Matt McNeil post-shot routine.
He's
dance,
got it.
Boy. You dance.
That's
what
Matt
I'm
McNeil approved is what that is.
I like it. Nathan just trying to get out of here. He said, man, he had a 2-0, and then he didn't.
Boy, Weston can get 240. That's 249 might be one of the high games we've seen on this pair all weekend.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, he tugged it. It's got to lay.
It's going to lay.
Oh, you know what? It did. It overlaid.
Yeah, it'll overlay. Yep. I was thinking just get through the pins.
Oh, back-to-back 9 misses for Nathan. He hates it. He hates it.
No, good. Soft 10 for Ty Carter over there on lane 70. He's just chipping along, though. He's got a clean 2-0 working. That was a really nice game by Weston. Very, very nice game.
Yeah, we're giving him. We're giving him claps
yeah.
from the booth.
Yeah.
They all know we're back here, by the way.
Yeah. Old Dr. Weston. Or no, sorry. It's Dr. Grant and then
Dr. Grant.
Dr. Grant. And then
Doctor's in the building.
Doctor is in the building. Yes, sir.
So right before we go on, Matt and I, we get to hear the kids go, "Oh, Dad, my last game," or they're talking to her mom. "My last game's on the live stream, on the live stream," and they're on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're having a good. You know what? They're bowling good and they're having a good time. That's what you're supposed to do when you're bowling good. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. Good for them.
Yeah, good for
Great game for Weston, and he's got a great game. A lot
Yeah,
of
no
potential
doubt
for
about
that
that.
young man. There's a bright future for that young man out there.
And Grant Taylor here on a 4-bagger. He's got a double and an open before the 4-bagger, so he's on 222. He can strike out for 242.
Just give it a chance, Grant. Keep it in front of you. Give it a chance.
What a shot, too.
Oh, he's telling it to
sometimes when you make a shot like that, you don't have to be perfect because you got
No.
the right magic on that.
That's
thing.
right. He was waving it off. He knew
Yeah.
he knew it was a little in, but he waved it off. And I'll tell you what, when you're rolling the ball good in the right part of the lane with the right ball, you create breaks.
Well, of course, you got the bigger pocket.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if you got the right touch on it and you're in the right spot in the lane, that's why we shoot 300s. And if you're in the wrong one, that's why we shoot 190s with 6, 7, 8, 9 counts. Look, It's not luck, folks. It's not luck. Getting the ball into the pins is the first order of business for a pro. Now, these aren't pros, but they're acting like pros. They're acting like pros at 15 years old with the way they try to get the ball in the pins.
How about that shot for Shelby? You see that ball dig through the 8-9?
Well, Weston's a little big for me to see. I couldn't see
You
through
couldn't
Weston.
see over him.
Yeah.
All right, let's see now.
Here we go. He's going to move one board to the right, and he's just going to lay it right there.
Yeah, it hooked early again on him. I think that lane just started to go on him. He
Maybe.
didn't move enough.
Because both of those shots were really good.
I thought the second one was better than the first one. He moved and just was smooth, and it just read the lane too early. That was it.
Maybe he moved one right, softened up, and it overhooked as well.
Yep.
Sometimes you just need to move the one right and keep everything the same.
Yep. Oh, out the door for Shelby there, but 100 high 180s.
So if you're watching lane 70 coming up,
Oh yes.
I think I'm reading Maxwell. Oh, he's going to shoot the spare here. Look at that right. Dog. It seems like it's a walk in the park for them to get 500 RPMs. Now, folks, I can't get it. I can't do it. You give me all day to work on it. I can't get to 500. And it's so easy for them.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Nice shot, and then he's got to pay for the ring and 10.
Yeah, that was a great shot on that line.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this out loud. That's what happens when you go 9 miss.
Yep.
My dad used to tell me, you can't carry it until you make it.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons that I just labored on my spare game, because you can't carry it until you make it. So he leaves it, he misses it, he leaves it, he misses it again, he leaves it. Yeah. My dad knew more then than I ever gave him credit for. I should have listened more to my dad. All right.
Great shot for Emmanuel
All right.
there. I think he just got it. It's just too wide. Ball couldn't get through the pins. It's just too wide. Soft 10. So make your spare here.
And he's left some of those.
Yeah. Make your spare here, Emmanuel. Make your spare. Fill it up. Tip the cap. Take your 2-1 on a tough pair.
Yeah, on a tough pair, you take it.
Oh yeah.
If it was an easy pair, he'd be changing balls.
Yes.
Beauty.
That one will strike. Always does. Always does.
Yeah, he spared it. Go, Dad. Here we go. Watch this Maxwell kid throw it. Look at that. He's kind of behind that as well. Well, maybe he dropped it. I thought maybe he changed on purpose, but I think he dropped it. Oh, here we go. What a shot. Look at this kid.
What a nice game that
yeah,
is.
I would throw a different ball if I was him. I'd say, look, everything you're throwing is flat tinning right now, and it's not your fault. Look at catching it for all you're worth.
That was a very nice young.
Still 214.
Nice, nice game for that young man.
214.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's going to get some claps from the booth. All right, wrapping up the 10th frame here, Norm.
I had a blast this week.
I had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Great time. Great parents, great young athletes.
Yeah, this sport's in really good hands. And, for Storm to do the SYC events for these kids, everybody knows you've got to sign up within the first 7 minutes or it's sold out on you. Everybody's got their alarms set and they're jonesing and they're freaking out. Maybe Darla gets in, but Edwin doesn't, things like that, But once you get here and you take a deep breath and then you get to enjoy this experience, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's such a great experience for the kids. They get exposed to a lot of different levels of competition. They get exposed to different competition scenarios. So just those learning memory banks fill up so much faster.
No question. No question. And, they recall more of it because it was impactful to them at the time. And, we hear it. We ask them, do you enjoy this? And they go, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And the moms and dads, I talked to more moms and dads this week than any week. And they say that it's terribly, what I'm trying to say, they get angst just in case they don't make, if it gets shut out and they don't get their entry in, or if this happens or that happens, or if their flight gets delayed, or like in this case, we had a doggone hurricane and Orlando Airport was shut down. Some of folks were flying into Tampa. Some of them were renting cars in Atlanta. There was all ways to get here. Parents say they finally get here, they get to relax and just watch bowling.
I'll tell you what, Ty Carter on lane 70, folks. You remember that name because you're gonna see a lot more of that young man. What a game! What a fundamentally sound game that is. If I was a collegiate coach, I'd be like, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make a spot for that young man because he has nothing but potential. With a game like that, you got nothing but potential. I mean, solid at the line, really good hand, good fundamentals. Oh,
and he's stone 9.
Yeah, he's
strike.
stone 9.
He's like, my last SYC exposure is a stone 9 on a strike the last game. Yeah, welcome to bowling.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Oh,
Eli finished
very
great.
nice.
Look at him.
Yeah.
194 after missing 2 of those single pins. Yeah, Ty Carter here on lane 70. Watch how fundamentally sound this kid is.
That's a game, folks.
Yeah, I like it.
That is a game. Oof. 205. Clean 205 for Ty Carter. Great game.
And he's still growing.
Yeah.
This kid's going to be another foot taller.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's going to be the same height. He's just going to have less of that hair up there. So and when he gets that foot taller, we're talking about bigger, badder, stronger, faster.
Yep.
And it's going to show up in the way those pins hit other pins. Yeah, you're going to see him for a long, long time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Norm, what's next on your calendar? What do you got?
I've got Baton Rouge, Louisiana with the Strikeability crew. That's Susie Minshew. We've got 3 days there coming up. I leave on Thursday. We do Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Mm-hmm. And I love Susie so much.
She's awesome.
She's one of my favorite people on earth.
Yep.
She's from the Dallas area, and I grew up there, of course. So her and Dr. Dean Hintz and Del Warren, Wes, a lot of people we've worked events together, and she's one of my favorite people. So I'm looking forward to going to Baton Rouge. That's my next. Now, as far as bowling event, I got none of those.
You say it with a smile on your face.
I do because, these kids have shown me that I am past my prime.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
this is the last shot right here.
This is the last shot right here.
I don't see anybody on this whole side bowling, so this is your last shot. And it's perfect.
Last shot, perfect.
Got a boy.
Well, everybody, that's it. Storm SYC. Norm, we got it done. Thanks for tuning in, and I guess nothing left to say, but we'll see you.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
look, you know what? We are as mesmerized with the talent in this field and all the SYC tournaments. And you know what? They're our future. We're going to get to watch these people all of their lives. So join me in enjoying them the rest of our life. Matt, thank you.
Well said. Thank you, my friend. All right. Everybody have a great rest of your Sunday. Be safe and have a happy holiday season.